Ah. There. That's all of my musical ability in one shot. How are you today, Sam? Tired? It's almost like we were gone for like a whole week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to tell the Discord we're live.
I'm going to tell the Discord we're live. I'm going to do that. You're cute, you know that?
No! I am Gremlin.
Yeah, you're still cute.
No. I am Gremlin.
Yeah? You're a gremlin?
Gremlin.
Live at
Wah.
moi.
Wah.
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 YouTube.com/section
Wah. Wah.
and HTTP. There we go. Ah, I did not sleep enough last night. The problem is we were up until 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Again.
This time by accident.
This time by accident.
Yes.
And watching bad movies all night.
We weren't trying to stay up until 3 a.m. It was an accident.
I am so tired.
We were also.
I went to sleep.
We were also with friends in a different time zone.
Yeah. Because we're stupid.
Because we're stupid.
We're so stupid.
So,
Oh.
I don't know if anybody else is in the chat today.
I don't know either. You're gonna have to, guys. You're gonna have to speak up. Oh, but hey, it's not the first time we've. Hi, Byron.
Hi.
How you doing? You motherfucker kept us up all night with the fucking movies. We watched 3 bad movies last night
And parts of another one.
and parts of another one that I could not watch.
It was too
It's
gross.
too gross.
Hi, Goblin Kings.
Hey, Goblin Kings, how you doing? So, top of the stream, I do have to. I have stuff I have to bring up actually, because I gave my word to Cam Banks and ONKC, who are all both tabletop developers, that I would do this.
Okay.
So first of all, I've got a few things actually to bring up today.
I thought you were going to talk about this thing that I did, not even I did, that Byron did to me on Friday.
Oh, we'll get to that, but that's more when like everyone comes in.
I see.
But when
you want more people. You want the maximum amount of suffrage for me.
Suffrage, yes. I want you to have the maximum capacity to vote.
Yes, suffrage.
So, let's go to it, because when you bring up important news, you're supposed to bring it up at the top of your stream. I've learned that now, not at the bottom, because more people will see it when they eventually rewatch it, although those are people who do rewatch it. Also, Wandering Sage 7, hi.
Hello.
From the future, or the past, as you go through our entire catalog, and thank you so much for commenting all of it, because you're boosting all of our metrics, and thank you so much. You guys could keep doing the same, because we're now replying more to this stuff rather than just being exhausted. So, apparently, Green Ronin has been having a rough couple of months.
Oh, no.
On account of COVID-19.
Oh, dear.
Which should surprise nobody on God's good earth. Oh, wait, Sam, what are you building today?
No, do your announcement
Fine,
first.
it's not an announcement, it's news.
Do the thing, and then
well, if I'm talking about announcements and all the proper stuff, I gotta talk about the fact that next week we're doing a week before stream.
Yes.
Right? Oh, no. The fact that we will not be having a stream at the end of the month because of the fact that Combra was taking a break.
Yes.
And effectively, our Com Bravo stream was the charity game. We just want to make sure we got it through.
The thing is that we could, because Com Bravo was not doing a thing, we are not going to do a thing for Com Bravo because they're just not doing anything. So.
And we had a very long and very lovely talk with the Com Bravo staff about this. And like, are you okay if we just kind of call this the Com Bravo thing as well? And they're like, yeah.
They didn't want anything.
They were just like, just go, let's relax. We just want to relax. I'm like, cool.
So.
And Anime North has not gotten back to us about being in their thing.
We'll figure it out.
But so we'll see what happens with that.
But go watch the Anime North thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Hello, Counter Saturn. There we go. People are starting to file in now. So, now, on top of that, as always, D20 Live is not for children, so fuck, and...
Fuck.
Why have to use fuck as a verb?
Fucking fuck.
That's an adjective. You're describing a noun.
No. The fuck is fucking.
Oh, that's a good one. See? Welcome, and for those of you who are Kamen Rider friends, it's nice to see our fucking franchise make trending. But, so, let's see here. So Green Ronin released a report on July 9th talking about how they were suffering financial difficulties from COVID-19, which, to be fair, is every tabletop publisher right now, with very few exceptions. Perhaps I would say the only guys who are doing consistently well is Wizards, and even then I would say
Wizards has Hasbro money. That doesn't
that
count.
And D&D Beyond, I would argue, would be doing better now as a result because of the electronic resources, right, as opposed to the physical ones. How you doing, Mike and Sam? Did you have a good vacation? We had a wonderful vacation. This beautiful woman treated me like a king as we went away.
I did.
And I had no gunpla to work on. It was hell.
But I did.
Oh my God, did you? Look at what she had. No, you didn't build it at all.
No, I didn't.
The whole fucking time we were out there, you had this beautiful tile. I'm not even talking about Green Ronin anymore. Sorry. I'm trying to do a news thing because I'm answering and I'm doing it the way I always do it, right? So they're reporting that they're having financial challenges. And what they're doing, and they're of course asking people to continually support them, but they're doing it in a very not in like the we're desperate and we're thirsty kind of way, but in a we are having challenges. Of course, your support is always valid, and I feel bad because I like Green Ronin. I always have, and I was happy that they got the Tal'Dorei book because.
So for all of you who are coming here to watch us do craft, I shall show the things that I have because Mike apparently has nothing today.
Because mine didn't get here in the mail.
Sorry,
I ordered it express.
What I do have is I have the Quant, the 00 Quant.
The real brain.
Let's see what's inside. Oh look, I already finished it. This I thought was a funny joke, and it's not that funny.
It's just like you're kind of here, and it's like, oh, the man who loves me just said, okay, I trust you. I trust you, and I. But
I did finish it. It is very pretty.
You did line art on it and everything.
I did lining. I did panel lining, and I did all the stickers, and it looks really cool.
Yep.
It looks.
You got the shield. You have the 7 sword system.
Yeah.
So you might be power posing and setting it up today.
Later, not right now. But this was a thing that I'd spent my time off doing because not at the cottage, unfortunately, but like just here. Because I was like, I want to build the Quant. It looks so pretty. Look at it. Look how pretty it is. I love it. Look at the little butt panel that I did that I really like. I know it looks really messy, but I like that. I like that look where it looks like it's like it came in through re-entry kind of stuff. Okay. And I'm sorry.
We're literally on a craft stream and you're being proud about the stuff you build. Why are you apologizing?
I'm sorry for people who don't like my panel lining.
It's your model. You can do what you want. If they don't like it, they can buy their own. I don't like how you do your panel lining either, but I don't give you shit for it.
That's why I'm saying I'm sorry. So, anyway, that's the Quant. I have built it.
Yes, I'm getting the full armored unicorn Gundam. Do you want me to just move this out of the way, or?
Yes.
Because you also have it upside down.
I do.
We'll put it over here on the chair.
So today I will be building actually Big Wolfog.
Yeah.
Because it's time. It's time to build my good boy.
Time to build your good boy?
Time to build my good boy.
Yeah. I got my teeth cleaned on Friday, had a massive tartar buildup. Turns out my teeth are in much better condition than I thought they would be. Me too, actually. I got my dentist check done. Oh, yeah, you also get the clear Wolfog, too.
I do. This is clear Wolfog. Oh. Big Wolfog.
Is that a GoBot? No, Korea Prime. This is a Braves robot.
He's a Brave. Oh, no!
What?
He's got a candy.
I'm not eating the gum.
I'm not eating the gum.
The gum's for Dave when he eventually gets back here.
Okay, Dave.
Or Devin, or Jordan, or anyone else. You've never let me eat a gum, ever.
I don't want to eat the gum.
Do you want me to eat the gum?
No.
I'll eat the gum. I'll finally cross that finish line. So I'm guessing you guys had a good time at the cabin. Common Kings, you don't want us to talk about our sex life, so what the fuck do you want?
You get the scissors for me, actually.
Sure. Like, you guys had a good time?
Yes.
You know what we did. You fucking watch us on Optimal Duo.
Not a long time. I had a good time. Shining every day.
I love you.
I'm sorry. It was really bad.
You okay?
No.
So. Tell you what, Common Kings, we'll talk more about what we did up at the cottage on the Optimal Duo stream. A good time, was it a long prem? I don't get that reference.
It's a song.
I get it, it's a song. I don't get the song. I don't know the song. I'm gonna eat it.
Don't eat.
I'm gonna eat it.
No.
Sorry, I was just messing with you guys. I'm gonna open it. No?
If you really want to.
Okay, fine, I won't.
Because it's gross.
Only problem is they chipped off my back teeth while scraping out the tartar. Got sketching point to fill it. Okay.
This is. Hang on. Which one is this one? Is this Wolfog? This is Volfog.
That's Big Volfog.
That's Big Volfog.
You got like 5 different models in here. May I take a look?
Yes.
So this is all the stickers you've got, by the way.
Yes, I know. Now I can talk about the difference between the real grade and the... Is this high grade? This is high grade.
This is technically equivalent to a high grade, but like Gundam is way more anal retentive about their grades. I say that as if you look at certain sets from certain that are specifically devoted to certain productions, and they kind of just go all the way.
Oh my god, okay. There's too many of them. There's 3 of them in here, so I have to try and figure out how to do all the stuff. So, hang on. Excuse me for... Here, you have this.
Oh, a keyboard. Thank
Yes.
God. I've never used one of these before.
And you can have the mouse.
Oh, how fancy. I'm being trusted to write to the chat. Oh.
I need to study this.
Okay. So, let's see here. Actually, should I read this out? The Ronin report from Green Ronin?
Mini-Pla doesn't have a grade.
It doesn't. Well, it doesn't, but it's like it's closest in equivalency to the high grades, I would say, because it doesn't have a skull in the frame. It sure as fuck isn't a perfect grade.
Okay, I think I need to build Volfog first.
The Blood Orphans high grade line was awesome. It was. I actually have the Barbatos from the first season. I don't have the Lupus Rex though. It pisses me off because that set doesn't have his katana in it, and you have to buy like one of the huge sets to get the katana. I'm like, I don't want to buy all that to get a thing. What will you do once you run out of Gun Geiger Mini Plus? Asks Credo Prime.
I have a new Gundam coming, so...
Are you going to build that on stream?
Yeah, I'll build that on stream. I wanted to build the Quant on my own because one, I don't really have a lot of opinions about 00 because of the fact that I have never seen 00.
You've also never seen Char's counterattack.
I've seen more of Char's counterattack than I have of 00.
That's not true. You've watched entire episodes of 00.
That is not true.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I've shown you an episode.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
You showed me Orphans.
No, remember the episode where they beat up Petra Colasar at the beginning? Oh, there we go.
Nope.
Working on my historical minis. Been making a lot of progress these last few months. Congratulations, Ian Lund. So, question. Do people want I actually have been doing research to have tabletop news on this channel, because this is a tabletop channel.
Yes.
So, do you guys want... I can actually go over some of the tabletop news that I've seen, some of which has drama. As we all know, I am a senseless and idiotic gossip.
We are the biggest gossips
In the fucking world. But
much to our friends' chagrin.
Unlike most gossips, I don't share the gossip. I just like to collect it like a Pokemon trainer. Drama. Oh, there's little Mike. Hey, little Mike.
Hi, little.
Okay, so here we go. This isn't drama. This is just Green Ronin's report. It's been a couple months since our last Ronin report, so I thought I'd update you all on how the company is faring during the ongoing COVID crisis. In March and April, things were dicey. When our warehouse shut down, we could not ship physical books anymore. That put us in a bad situation, severely impacted our ability to bring in revenue. Team Ronin really pulled together, though, and we were able to roll with the punches and make some contingency plans that helped us weather the rough patch. Thankfully, Alliance, the game distributor who warehouses our books, reopened with new safety procedures in place in May. Cool. That means we can begin shipping books again. God, I forgot. I missed May. What the hell was I doing for May? Oh, right. Prepping for streams. That was my May.
You didn't do anything.
I did not do anything, May.
I really tried to make sure that you were not aware of anything else that happened in May because you were so freaked out.
Yeah. This means we can begin shipping books again, both to our customers of our online store and the distributors who serve game retailers. This was a big help. A couple of print jobs that have been put on pause were also able to get going again. Layers for Fantasy Age, so Shadow Chrome, that'll be fun for you. Comic Kings is asking the real grade new Gundam or the version Ka new Gundam. You're going to be getting the real grade.
I'm getting the real grade new Gundam.
Because it's been like critically praised.
Yes.
By guys on YouTube.
Also, I really like the new Gundam. It's very pretty. I'm very happy. And then the guy was like, "Do you want the funnels? Because it doesn't have funnels." And I'm like, "I don't care about the funnels right now.
Well,
just give me the
add-on funnels.
I know the add-on funnels, the extra funnels. No, I just want the new. I want the new. It's such a pretty Gundam.
But we'll get to the Gundam retailer as well.
Yes.
Because apparently we have a lot of shout-outs to do today.
Yes.
This was a big help. A couple of print jobs that had been put on pause with the Layers Fantasy Age. The reprint of the Deluxe Game Master's Guide from Mutants and Masterminds both arrived and are available now. I might actually think I should get that for Devin, if he doesn't have it.
Devin!
If he wants it. We also ran a successful crowdfunding campaign for the Book of Fiends on Game on Tabletop. Cool. All this means that things are now more stable than they were a couple months ago. Does that mean everything's back to normal? Well, no, unfortunately not. Shadowcrown. Yeah, apparently Layers for Fantasy Age is on its way out soon because they had to put it on pause. At some point, I need to get my hands on a Burning Gundam kit. I love that mech. I actually have the Kamiki Burning Gundam, and I want to build it, but I gotta learn how to make mirror finish on gunpla parts. Anyway, back to the article. Pretty much every convention in 2020 has been canceled, and at this point, game stores are still struggling. We knew that, though. And orders did not magically go back to the pre-COVID levels. We have to make some big adjustments to our schedule and have to much more strategic about what gets printed and what quantities. And yes, Mutants Mastermind fans, we will print the Time Traveler's Codex. We just need to find the right time for it. The hardest decision we had to make was regarding our schedule with pushing the Fantasy Age core book and the 5th season RPG into next year. Okay, 2020 isn't just the right time for big launches like that, so we reluctantly made that call. On the upside, it does give us more development time. Both projects we were putting that to good use. Overall, we're getting by, but it's not an easy time. If you'd like to support us, pick up some Green Ronin books from your local store or online store. We have some exciting stuff being serialized in electronic format. 5 in Infinity from Modern Age, the Nether War Adventure Series from Mutants and Masterminds. Ooh, I'm curious about that. And new Blue Rose Adventures. Nisaba Press, our fiction imprint, has released 2 new short story collections for Heart and Queen for Blue Rose and Powered Up for Mutants and Masterminds. And the superhero novel Sacred Band is also up for pre-order. Also, there's much more fun stuff coming up. In August, we'll be relaunching Sword Chronicle, a full fantasy RPG built on the rules of our Song of Ice and Fire RPGs. Ships of the Expanse will bring you all the sexy spaceships from your Expanse games. Danger Zones will provide lots of interesting adventures and locales for Mutants and Masterminds. We've got the 20th anniversary surprise to boot. We hope you are all staying safe out there. Remember to wear a mask when you go out and maintain social distancing. We know it's hard for gamers to use to sitting around a table together, but we want you to see your face when it's all over. From Chris. And Colin DeLorean 3610 says, hey guys, have a good weekend. Yes, we are. So, I've done that, and that was my word. The other thing I have to bring up. No, that was the only thing I had to bring up. For sure, because I said I would do this.
The other thing that you wanted to bring up
was I have been following Wizards of the Coast drama lately. Oh, yes. And it is so delightful. I hate to say that I was right.
Opinions on the High New Gundam. I don't mind the High New Gundam. I do like the High New Gundam.
I prefer the High New Gundam, personally.
It does look really, really pretty as well. The thing is that I like the asymmetricalness of the New Gundam.
Mm-hmm. I like the High New Gundam because it's a little more built up in its design. And it looks like it's made for a better amount of speed, and I'm a big speed junkie. It's quite clearly got some F91 influence into it, though, and after you've gone through Gundam Seed, you're just kind of sick of the F91's design, even though I love the F91. So, drama. Because I retweeted this a while back, and I found it interesting. I'm just going to say I'm not going to, let's see here. If you're following me on Twitter, you would have seen that I retweeted it from Orion D. Black, who talked about what it was like working in Wizards of the Coast. So what happened was this person was working for the Wizards of the Coast, and they were a diversity hire. And as they put it, as they describe it, let's see here. Cools, I'm having fun running my Fantasy Age game on Saturday nights. Been fun to run my own home game, seeing how...
Oh boy, Wizards of the Coast drama!
Seems like, game seems like the party's getting a kick out of the references I'm putting in, so... Should I read out the full statement, or should I summarize it?
Summarize, please, my love.
Because, yeah, this is like... So, the person's name, just so you can look it up, and if you want to read the whole thing, you can, is Orion D. Black. They identify as they, them. And it is Dungeon Commander, but they've cut the last E off of Commander. So, I'm just going to give this a quick read. So, yeah, one thing they talk about is the fact that... the big problem with Wizards of the Coast is that you cannot like a tweet or post or retweet or following anyone who speaks ill of Wizards of the Coast. All right? And how despite everyone was kind to him and how they were genuinely pleased with him, it was a whole lot of like it was the kind of, oh yes, we want your opinion, but we have this creative direction we're going in.
Did you just say that their pronouns are they, them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, did I say he by accident?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. That is wrong. They. I apologize. That is very wrong of me. Anyway, no, don't anyway. I shouldn't make that mistake, and I sincerely apologize. I'm not good at this.
Love you. We're getting used to it.
I know. I shouldn't have to get used to it. They are people. They deserve to be treated however they want to be. Anyway, So they first the first kind of accusations was a whole lot of they would present these their concepts and they would forward it and it would be a whole lot of no, we're not into that, maybe later kind of thing. And then they found out that their content was getting, the work that it was doing was getting stolen. It would get sent ahead and it would just be like announced, and they forgot that it was, and Wizards executives were to forget that they had promoted the idea originally. This person alleges. And basically, when Wizards did that huge statement about how they're going to put more diversity in their books and all of that, this person, I should just say their name, Orion, alleges that it was like a huge slap in their face because of the fact that they would try to promote new content and try and promote new ideas, and just no one would listen, or it would just be like a management idea at that point, right? And management would take credit, kind of thing, right? Or it get chopped up. And now they're they're basically going through like a real bit of a depressive spiral because of it. And I encourage you to read this all in full. Unfortunately, this kind of goes back to things that I've talked about in the past, because I've maintained that this is a problem with the tabletop community of you're not allowed to criticize. Oh, Shadowcrown remembers that post. You're not allowed to criticize tabletop. Like, there's no such thing as a tabletop critic. Well, there is. In fact, there used to be.
There is. It's me.
Not just you, because like a lot of the old RPG Geek forum, not the RPG Geek forums, but like the RPG.net forums, were just openly giving proper criticism. It was sometimes shitposting, but like you couldn't say when things kind of really started to explode with 5e. It kind of became this thing, or even further back than that, because we all know that no one's allowed to talk about Lorraine Williams even to this day in tabletop for some fucking reason, and she's the greatest secret no one wants to talk about, even though it's well chronicled now what fucking happened in great detail and in text. Lorraine Williams, Credo Prime. Lorraine Williams is the reason why TSR failed. It's a much more complicated issue than that, because
she is not the Yoko Ono of
TSR. She's the Emperor Palpatine of TSR.
There you go.
For lack of better comparison, this woman, I didn't call her. Did I call her?
No. I'm giving context because sometimes when people go, "Oh, it's a woman in tabletop," she must have been the Yoko Ono, and I'm like, no.
She was the Emperor Palpatine.
Emperor Palpatine. We're getting our proper things correct.
Hello, Clerics. And it's been a known thing in this industry that there's a lot of stuff behind closed doors that people don't talk about, which, if you followed any drama at all in the last 5 years, whenever there's closed doors, someone's doing something really shitty. Because they developed this mentality.
Yes.
Right. And we kind of already knew this, and that I've been subscribed for years, but mostly I just show up for the build blogs. Oh, thank you, Kurito. You're one of the few exclusives for the builds. But we have talked about her in the past, and we've talked about how, and one of the big criticisms I've had about the tabletop industry currently is the fact that there is this very closed, don't criticize publicly mentality. And I've maintained that there are people, we've seen a few people get outed for their shitty behavior. I maintain there's probably someone way worse, and it goes all the way probably to the top. There's that. Fun fact, Masaev Press, and this is something I found out recently, the guys behind Lancer do not want anything to do with the Ennies. And if you don't know, the Ennies are one of the big tabletop award competitions currently. It's about as high stats as it gets. And a lot of places really, like, especially if you go to Drive-Thru RPG, a lot of the Drive-Thru RPG entries really tout the fact that they're any award winners as part of Ian's World, who cover tabletop news. Masaev Press has openly said they want nothing to do with the Ennies because of the fact that certain there's a lot of stuff on there that's won an Ennie award that is really shit and like really offensive. And you can go to their Twitter to research that properly. And they have openly said they want their NE's nominations expunged. They do not want to have anything to do with it. Tabletop needs a better awards. I'm like, oh, so D20 Live can make an awards.
Could we?
Do you want to?
Oh my god, we can start!
The D20 Live award for not shit.
You can do it!
We could do it? That would mean I'd have to review books, and I'm shit at reviewing. Because I get bored halfway through.
Oh, no. It's not like you have a former reviewer on your team. Okay. It's not like you have a bunch of people who would perform this review on your team. I wonder how we could do this.
Do you want to review tabletop books on D20 Live?
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. Do you want to be not being a dick award?
Oh my god, we could call it the not being a dick award.
We can make some really shit categories though. You were actually diverse and it wasn't just tokenism award. You were actually doing diversity and not being token.
Yeah.
With artwork award.
Yeah. You have original artwork that you didn't steal from somebody else. Award.
Well, you cited your sources award.
You didn't just lift this from fucking Wizards of the Coast award or Paizo.
Oh, Russ is up.
Hi, Rusty.
I would pay real monies for a not.
You tried award shaped like a broken star.
Sam, you've got encouragement from the fandom. You want to start making D20 Live tabletop reviews?
Well, you have to help me do it too, because it has to be the two of us.
Okay. So you want me in the background yelling like I always do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, is there any other drama that I've caught track of? No.
You could talk about the thing that happened to me on Friday, because, Byron's a dick.
Okay. So
he's here, by the way. I love you, Byron, but oh man.
So, in Sam the Dan Arnson You Didn't Steal My Work award.
Ooh.
The best reiteration, best not a low-key ripoff of Lovecraft award. The best we finally credited Greg Stafford award.
Oh god.
The best John Wick won an award, but we don't want to admit it because he's an asshole.
You put a woman in the team and manage 1 hour before screaming about your diversity award. You could do storylines for reviews, please.
No.
Oh, you mean like Linkara?
We already have a storyline. It's called D20 Live.
Yeah, we have that.
We're doing a new innovation for that too coming up. I shouldn't say more though.
Shush, we can't.
We can't?
You can't bring attention to it. People will find out.
Okay. No, we're not going to do storylines for the reviews. We already have a canon. D20 Live year-end awards up. You laughed at our jokes. Oh, the coolest dev award goes to Cam Banks for actually replying to Mike's tweets. The biggest dick award goes to John Wick again. John Wick is a very brilliant developer behind 7C and other great productions. However, he notoriously has his head up his own ass about it.
Okay, anyway, the thing that happened to me.
Yeah. So, do you want me to tell it?
You have to tell it, because I'm busy.
Okay. So, on Friday nights, we have a rotating game with our friends, and a couple of our friends who are online, one of which is Byron, who is in the chat today, on YouTube. Hey, Otaku Cat, what are we doing? Sam is building a fucking big Volfog.
Big Volfog.
And I am telling stories and recounting drama in the tabletop industry. When are you slipping Optimus Prime into D20 Live?
Later.
Loaded question. Let's see here. But getting back to
Friday.
The game that Sam runs in her rotation for the Friday is a Mutants and Masterminds redemption game where we are all ex-convicts. I did this longest time holding your breath with your head up your ass award. Let me tell the story. So, Sam is running this game. We're all ex-convicts. We all want to actually get another chance at life, right? So we're shady, but we're not complete assholes. We're not like the Thunderbolts or anything like that.
It's a better version of
the Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad, yeah.
Where we're just like, yeah, no, we want our sentences commuted, we want our lives back, and some of us even got a raw deal. In the course of this game, we have done the dumbest things to Sam, including, but not limited to, okay, I play a kind of a Kamen Rider villain who turns into a stag beetle, and I have run people through walls because the walls are weaker than me and it's faster. Byron plays a basically Bullseye. But like just a Scottish version of Bullseye because he's Scottish and he just wanted to play his type. And he was going to be a gunman, but he throws stronger than it turned out in the mechanics, he throws stronger than he shoots because he puts his muscles behind it. So he could 86 someone with like a deck of playing cards.
And then we also have our other friend Tom, not Tom from D20 Live, a different Tom, because we know like 7 million of them.
Yeah.
And he plays Jimmy Quick, or Jimmy Kwasinski, the man run on cocaine.
Yeah. Jimmy doesn't know how, but he time traveled from the 80s. So he made a word from Kabuto, like more or less, more like a shocker. A shocker version of Kamen Rider Attack. Lack of a better explanation. Who somehow, for some reason, talks like Ray Holt.
Somehow. We know the exact reason how.
Fine. So I was going to play an easygoing, happy guy to kind of tribute Gattack, except Sam made her our parole officer, Madeline Wunsch from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So I've been insulting her, not my fiancé, who I love, as Ray Holt. Yes, Snowflame. As though I were Ray Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So every time I come in, I just come in and say, Madeline, you're here. But if you're here, who's guarding Hades? And I'm running out of stuff to insult her with. It's
funny, though.
It is. I'm just hurling these insane insults at my fiancé, and she's laughing her ass off, so I haven't stopped. So what happened was Sam decided to try and give us a challenge because we have notoriously destroyed every building we've ever gone through.
Yep.
We've never failed.
Nope.
The men run on cooking. Yeah, but he's like Don Johnsoning it. So he's just got an 80s zoot suit, and he's got his collar popped. He looks like Don Johnson. But comparably Snowflame. So she puts us on this plane. She says, you got to get on the plane. It's in the air. And we're like, okay, what about depressurization? It's like, just don't let people fall out of the goddamn plane.
Hang on. Say what the other things that you've done first.
Okay, fine.
Because
some of the other things we've done is, one of the other things I did, because I have 3 skills that I've maxed out. Athletics, fighting, and intimidation. And those are the only 3 skills I got. You ask me to do anything else, I'm going to fail it completely. That's what the rest of the party's for. So, at one point, we had a pizza delivered to a building. Jimmy went and got a pizza because he's a speedster. He grabs a pizza, comes back, because we're beating up basically Multi-Man.
Yes.
A guy who can make as many copies of himself as he wants. We were just kicking their asses going through this mansion trying to find the original and knock his ass out. And we found his orgy room.
Because there was an orgy room on the map.
On the map. She said, fuck it. Because Sam's not one to back away from a challenge.
Exactly.
And while we just found a bunch of copies of this guy making love to himself. And we're like, I mean, is it gay or masturbation? Because, we're idiots, right? This isn't our home game. We shouldn't really make that kind of joke anymore, but we're stupid. It's like, no, it's masturbation. It's masturbation. Yeah, it's masturbation.
If he's having sex with himself.
It's masturbation.
It's masturbation.
Right. So we're doing this, and we're just sitting there. And, like, what are we going to do? And I said, I got an idea. I take a slice of pizza, and I sit down, and I watch it, I eat, and I roll my intimidation check. And I critted. So Sam's just screaming at me in a loud voice because I had ruined her scene of this huge naked sex fight by intimidating them all by eating pizza. As a bug monster man. Because I still have a mouth that flaps.
Because I can never have anything fun.
So, Sam thought she had a great plan by having us be on this plane.
Because there's only so many places that they can go, and they can't, I told them, don't break the plane.
We didn't break the plane.
Because there's diplomats on board.
We only slightly broke the plane. So Byron takes out the guys in the cockpit, and he gets the plane down. He's getting the plane to descend, so it's no longer at an altitude. It goes by the Siamese twin. Are you allowed to say Siamese twins anymore?
Oh,
well, whatever. So it lowers. He lowers the altitude so that way we can rip it. Oh, Sam, I'm completely caught up on Let's Ask Violet. My God, it's glorious. I'm excited to see where you and Mike's next comic goes.
Oh, thank you.
Comic Kings. So we got the plane to lower to an altitude where we could rip the doors off and
the cabin won't depressurize,
right, and hurt the passengers inside. So I ripped the damn door off. We're going in. We're kicking all the mooks' ass. It's taking us way too long because there was a golden rule of the sessions on Friday night. Mooks will always take the most amount of time and threaten us. One supercharged bad guy, though, we will take out in seconds.
I'm mad.
So Sam has this guy with his Dr. Robotnik mustache, but he's jacked to shit. He's bald. Was he bald?
No, he actually had a full head of hair.
He had a full head of hair, Dr. Robotnik mustache, jacked to shit. He's like waiting for us to do our thing. Now, while this whole fight was going on, Byron's character was sitting in the back drinking Pellegrino. Because he's like, let the guys get it. I got the ship down. I got the plane down. Let them go and have
There's
fun.
only like 6 mooks. It's fine.
It's fine. They're fine. God's sakes. I've seen these guys go through 10. And he's just drinking this Pellegrino. He's sipping it. Finally, the bad guy sounders up. And we're like, oh, this took too long. This took too long. What the fuck? Why did these guys take so long? He's about to open his coat. Byron flicks the Pellegrino can through the air.
He criticals. And I'm like, okay, all I gotta do is not fumble. And what do I fucking do? Of course I roll a fucking nat 1. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
And all you just see is the entire chat, all of us, going, fuck you, dude! And we're laughing at this guy. Because with an empty Pellegrino can and a backflip off the wrist, got knocked the fuck out.
It was so upsetting. I had this entire thing where he was going to show off that he had, like, he was going to open up his shirt and he was going to show off that he had, like, scars, a little bit like Kenshiro from what's it called? Fist of the North Star. And it was going to be really cool. And it was just nope. I was really upset. It didn't happen.
It did not happen.
Did not happen. Woman's whole she was screeching at me. Woman's whole career.
That's how serious Trailer. We're about to ruin this woman's whole career.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
I think on Stray AJs this past Thursday. I've never seen my group of players get the fuck out of a location faster when an NPC that I used to play had shopkeeper, a seemingly harmless puzzle box, and had a friend solve it, all thanks to Terrence. Oh, Shadowcrown, you and that lament configuration. So, Sam is like, no, guys, you don't understand. He should have fallen out of the plane and become like Jaws from James Bond. Here's the thing. We arrested him because Sam was going to have this guy become a recurring villain. And now we've come up ways to torture him. Where...
Basically, my idea was that he was supposed to be like one of those villains that's just like comes back all the time. And he escapes from prison and he taunts them and all that stuff. Right? But... Mike, they're all just like, yeah, no, this is how it's gonna go down. I'm like, of course it is.
We're gonna just mail this guy Pellegrino cans because he's gonna be in our prison, and we're just gonna go past his cell going Pellegrino can, Pellegrino can, Pellegrino can. Spend all of our money. Oh no, that was good fun.
I was so mad.
I know you were. It was funny as hell for us though. I tweeted about it and everything.
I know you did.
Okay, so there was something else I had to cover. What was it? Oh, what else was I? But yeah, you're gonna try and make him a bad guy.
I regret nothing.
That's commitment to a joke, Mike. We're assholes. I have always been an asshole. That hasn't changed.
I love him very much. I chose to be with him.
Gundam Supplier. Thank you, Common Kings.
Yes.
So, we found out while I'm Sips Pellegrini. So, it's occurred to me that that a few of you are actually looking for retailers that are actually decent. So, because we were joking, what happened? All right, let's get to the story. There is a Canadian Gundam retailer that we found that was actually really cool because I fucked up an order. My own fault. And I actually managed to call them and I'm like, can you make these changes? And they're like, yeah, no, it's done. I'm like, what do you mean it's done? It's like, it's done. We already fixed it. We made the notes and it's all done. And they're really cool. And they're going to be the place where I get my Gundam from now on, going forward. Because they're called Canada Gundam.
Yes.
Right? And I called the guy. He was legitimately cool. He's like, yeah, we got these shipments coming in. So da-da-da-da-da.
This is where I'm getting my new Gundam from, by the way.
Yeah. And this is where you got the Quant from.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for the fact, if they had more of the Infinity line, the Infinitism line, I would be ordering them from him, but they don't, so. But no, he seems like he's been like really legit cool to us. So far, the Fantasy Age group, everyone is like, so what's the lament for showing him? Like a reply, not yet. Everyone went, you said yet. But yeah, no, he's been legit. He was legitimately cool. And we were able to like get orders held and managed to get it so that way when he restocked, because he restocked this week with a whole bunch of stuff, including the new Gundam. And he was like, yeah, just put it on your order and just call me and I'll ship it out to you. So that was really cool. So give Canada Gundam a look if you're a Canadian-based Gundam fan.
Yeah.
Apparently it's only $10 on shipping and that's all I've paid. So,
yeah.
Fuck it. A promotion. Because apparently my word means something because I'm...
Been asked to promote a lot of things.
Yeah, I've been asked to promote a lot of stuff, actually. Which was weird. I had someone on Twitter last night literally DM me and say, can you promote my Kickstarter? And I'm like, okay.
You should read out the thing that you did.
Okay, so here's what happened. I'm going to read it out to you. I'm not going to say this person's name because that would become... I want to give them some confidentiality, but I'm going to... Because it was funny how this happened. So, hi Mike, I was wondering if it'd be possible to share the Kickstarter I'm helping out on. It's an art and animation tool for TTRPG players. So, and I looked it up and I'm like, okay, it's fully funded. I don't think my word's going to matter much, but all right. So this is how I replied. Hello, you've selected Promotion by Big Mike. Please enter the following options. For a quick tweet, enter 1. For a video record on his phone, enter 2. For something more, enter 3. And didn't that person just fucking punch in 1? I'm like, all right, fuck it. You're going to play the game. I'm down. You have selected a quick tweet. For a short and concise message, enter 1. For something more sarcastic, enter 2. For something akin to what he did for Cyberpunk, enter 3. And again, this person went 1. You have selected short and concise. Please note that as he knows nothing about your project and it is already funded, this tweet will be very stupid. To cancel at this time, please enter God no, please stop. To continue, enter yes. And they wrote yes! I'm like, you have selected to continue. Thank you for using Big Mike Promotions and may God have mercy on your soul. Have a good day. They did. They played the game. I can't fucking, right?
I can't fucking
even. I'm legitimately surprised you're committed to a gag, Mike. I am. You should see when telemarketers call. God, I hope one calls today.
Oh, I really hope one calls today too. They called you, not me. So
I know.
I'm hoping.
Because I'm a sociopath when they call. You guys will get to watch that. So was the other guy. So they did it, and I retweeted it last night, and I said, listen, I don't know anything about this. Go check it out. Right? God, is that what being slightly famous feels like?
I guess.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel that. Hey, Mike, didn't you say you would show off the DeLorean Transformers picture I sent you? Oh, did I say I would do that? Because I don't have it up for thing. I'll tell you what. I'll retweet it, because you sent it to me via Twitter, right? Let me double check. And I can retweet that if you like. Because I can't get it up on here. Congrats, you're fame adjacent now, Mike. We all knew I'd do it eventually. It only took 8 fucking years. But yeah, no, I've been trying to interact with Tabletop devs online. Masaev Press still isn't answering my tweets. And now I'm looking at my PC with some food finally, as I've been locked away in my room all day avoiding my drunk mom's friends. Lovely, Rusty, as always. Let's see here. I can just do the bundle of holding.
Move the mouse so it stops going.
Oh, sure. Sure. Okay. I'm gonna try and find it. I don't want to find it on tweet right now. If you can, resend it to me, and I'll tweet it out. If that's okay. Because I'm having a hard time. Oh, here it is. No, I retweeted it. I retweeted on the 3rd of July of Optimus Prime with the DeLorean. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, you can see the proof. really cool. I loved it. I want a DeLorean. Although I'm going to get the DeLorean Transformer.
He tells me, Sam, would you mind if we got a DeLorean so we could drive around? And I said, my love, you're going to have to be the one that drives it. Because I'm not driving a fucking DeLorean.
Okay, look, I just want one time in my life to drive the Back to the Future DeLorean.
You can drive it, but I'm not the one who's going to be driving.
Just one time, okay? Like, I love that. I love that fucking car. Anyway. So,
I am aware.
But yeah, no. Colin, I actually did retweet it, like, way back when. It was a really cool photo, and I liked it. So, I think I've hit most of the stuff I have to talk about. But yeah, no. I was, it's weird because I'm trying to interact with tabletop dev now, and Cam Banks from Cortex has been like, okay, I don't know who you are, but you seem pretty cool. So, I don't know. And I'm also trying to get on to other, and he had the nerve to ask me to promote for him. And I'm trying to get onto other tabletop streams to help promote D20 Live, so if there's a stream out there you know that is recruiting, please let me know, and I'll try and get on it. I was trying to get onto Encounter Roleplay, but man, are they making it hard.
Yeah. Man.
Maybe I'll try Welcome to the Party again. Because you guys all said you wanted to see me branch out. You okay? Back? Get back?
Yes. I'm sorry that I made a loud groaning noise.
It's alright, Sam. We forgive you. Oh, he sent me like a whole bunch more photos. Okay, Cam. I'm gonna... Oh, those are lovely. With the D20 Life look. Amen. And I'll get D20 Life.
First time someone asked me to promote something they stole from me. What the?
Oh my god. That's terrible. I'm sorry, Geki. Jesus. Man, cooks are stupid. Fucking hell. So, how you doing, Sam? How's your monkey coming? Sam has found the wonderful world of sand sponges for miniatures.
It makes it so much smoother.
But yeah, no, it's weird getting asked that question. Hopefully it goes on as we continue to grow. Hopefully we continue to grow, right? Mm-hmm. Always, anyone excited that Kamen Rider might be a big thing in America? Yes. I was so happy last night when I saw that trending. Unfortunately, I missed the stream because it was our movie night. But I'll be, when it comes, because I know it's coming on August 1st, the Heisei Generations Forever movie. So I can't wait to watch that. I want... The only thing that makes me sad is there's stuff I physically want to own so that I can have it forever and have an archive, because that kind of thing needs to be supported.
Like Kamen Rider Gaim?
Gaim, Kuga. Hell, I buy the 79 gun.
Denno?
Yeah, Denno. And Blade. And Double. And Forze. There is an ELH Mark 1. He mostly does Star Trek RPGs, but he's designed some of his own things.
I like Denno.
I know you like Denno. We all like Denno. Everyone likes Denno. It literally changed the franchise forever.
Because I like Momotaro's. And I like
Oz.
I like Deneb. Deneb is cute.
Deneb is cute with his watermelon head.
He's adorable! I love him!
You love him?
He is my sweet boy!
They're all sweet boys, Sam.
I know, I love them all.
Momotaro's is the most tsundere one of the bunch.
I love them all! I love the Taros and Deneb.
Okay, so I gotta ask.
Yuta.
Which is hilarious because that's the voice actor for Yazan Gable. I've learned the original Kamen Rider Amazon DVDs are still in print, yet they're somehow still expensive. V3's box set's like $300 now. Also, in related Transformers Back to the Future news, along the side release of the DeLorean Transformer Gigawatt, there will be a short comic book run for IDW Comics that explains his backstory. Cool. Original sub. Although, here's the thing. I'm convinced this is the case. And if this is true, because, okay, y'all remember, oh, hell, Space Jesus. You all remember how I got Super Robot Wars, I get Super Robot Wars from Asia because that's where the DVDs are being printed in English. If that's the case, is it possible, and no one can confirm this for me, and no one can fucking confirm this for me, whether or not there are Asia area English Blu-rays of some Kamen Rider shows. Now that would make sense to me, right? Or anime, right? Because that would make sense, and that would be a really good loophole. But no one I know can answer that question. I have to ask Vangelis. He'd know. He's like the only one I know who'd know. But yeah, if you guys hear, keep an eye out for that, because I have something in my gut says that's a thing that could easily happen. Granted, my gut isn't a good measure, but fuck it, I've never been wrong yet. Somehow.
To be fair, the first thing that we would do is if there was an Asian sub of Go Gaigar final for Blu-ray DVD stuff. I think we would totally get that.
I would.
Because
we'd have final.
Yes.
Although at this point it might just be easier for us to make a DVD burn of Go Geiger final.
That's not the same.
Oh, Big Mike, after you left at the party, ran into Terrence again. Rusty and Jack went, can we have Big Mike come back and fight the bag lady instead of dealing with Terrence? Anything is better. So what happened was, Shadowcrun runs a game on our server on, I think, Thursday nights. And one time he had me come in. It's like, Mike, what do you want to be? I said, okay, what do you got? It's like, I got this psycho bag lady from this adventure path. I'm like, yeah, I'll play a psychotic asshole woman. And I popped in. He'd played her before. It's like, what's Mike doing here? He's going to be playing a character. Cool. And this bag lady comes out from the fog and mist. And I just look at the guys and I go, Buenos dias, fuck boys. I just hunted these motherfuckers down so bad. And they're like, because I'm competently controlling this woman and kicking them off of buildings. Because she counts as a brawler for terms of mechanics, but she's got this bag. So I'm just knocking, like, okay, this guy's on the roof with me. Yeah, I kick him off and I flip him off as he goes. So they hated that. As of today, I've gone a month without soda for the sake of my teeth. Nothing but water for me for the foreseeable future. Oh, Geki. Well, I mean, milk and juice are still good for you. I mean, milk's good for your teeth.
Juice is really bad for your teeth.
Okay, well, milk then.
You might be lactose intolerant.
Oh, that's fair enough. Also, praise the Final Hope. Not sure what that's a reference to. So last month, I asked a question on GM Talk, trying to get feedback for a house role I made. Didn't get much of a response, so I'm asking here. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sure. No worries. Adam Ava returns. I was sitting in on that fight, Mike. It was great. Yeah.
Stop moving!
Because I only have pop once a week now. I have a lot of pop.
Can you put this in?
Do I have to be the big man?
White to white, please.
Okay, hang on. Is it white to white?
White to white.
Or white to white?
White to white.
The first one?
White to white.
Okay. Whoa. Jesus, that's an ugly ass hinge.
Yeah, right?
Oh, fuck you. Oh, hey. Kamen Rider Wizard. I haven't seen Wizard yet, Kamen Kings. I've watched a lot of fucking Heisei. Mostly original Heisei, not Neo Heisei. Come on, you motherfucker. You have to read the chat, Sam. I'm trying to get this in.
Well, Mike, I almost have her done for her return. I am also now patterning a new D20 Live prop now.
Oh, Shadow Crow. God damn it, man. There you go. Got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I haven't watched Wizard. Fuck's sakes, there was a time when I had watched the majority of the Heisei era, and the fucking Neo Heisei kept happening, and I ran out of steam. Oh, I watched fucking Agito, Ryuki 5's Blade, Hibiki, Kabuto, Den-O. I watched all of them. Here's the rules. Your hit dice now max out at 10th level, meaning no more hit dice for HP after 10. However, every level after you will get a minimum of 3 HP, minimum of 1 HP. It's a con score. Okay. What system is this for again? Attack? Let's go back a bit. I just want to make sure I got the system right.
Too far.
Too far? Okay. Is this for 5e? Because the only thing, if it's for 5e, the problem is enemy HP scales as well to match that. So you'd have to decel all the enemies thing. It's for 5e? Okay. The problem is you'd have to make sure that the enemy HP matches out, because then it just becomes a prolonged endurance battle. So if you're like, okay, if you can work out what the calculation would be to scale that down for enemy HP, then you're fine. I've also tried a table write-up. I was doing it for a friend. He asked me to write up a city called Flavortown. I had to stop once I got to the underground black market. Mostly because he asked me to look up poisonous ingredients and the effects of poison on the human body. Yeah, that's tabletop for you. All right. I think it's time.
For?
Kaiser.
What?
Kaiser.
Oh, the Kaiser.
So, as some of you remember from the last craft stream, I managed to get an item in stock into the house. My birthday gift to myself was going to be the Kaiser and the Emperor. And so you remember, the Emperor showed up on time, the Kaiser did not. I love the Kaiser. So I'm going to get that thing out. And you and I are all going to find out together whether or not this was a disaster. So, I cut the hell for NPCs. Oh, there you go. So, for a frame of reference, this was the Emperor box.
Hand to scale.
Hand to scale. And this is the Kaiser box. So, you can understand my concern. Oh, man. I'm going to move these bags if that's okay.
It's fine, they're garbage.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to move the keyboard off if that's okay.
Okay.
So let's see. Oh, God. Oh, no. Yeah, so I hope this is good. We'll see how this came out. And starting next month, I will have something to craft for. Craft check. Come on. Here we go. Just do it on the one side because it's safe. I took the scissors away. I'm sorry. Do you want them back?
Not right now.
Okay. Let me know what you need to do. All right. So this is the slot. Oh, fuck, that's pretty. Okay. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. And it looks really cool. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. You can't see it because it's in the packaging. Let me get it out. Kaiser. Oh, I love him and he's sharp as fuck. Okay, alright. In some of the photos I sent, they were my old Gundam toys from the 90s. They weren't gun pledges, very large figures. Cool. I'm back. I had to go be at my dad. What did I miss?
Mike is having a tiny bit of an orgasm.
So I bought the Shigoken Mazen Kaiser. God, he looks good. Look at that. Look at that. Look at him. God, I love him. So I wanted to ask permission to do so when I get the full setup going on prop crafting, streaming on Discord. Was asked to stream making, cursing, asking why I'm doing this to myself, crafting and creating props. Ask me in private, Shadow Grown, because that's a D20 live decision that requires both myself, Jordan, and Sam's consent. I'm surprised you guys haven't gotten any of the 30-minute missions yet. What's that from, Comic Kings? Is that from Super Robo Wars or something else? Oh my god. Oh, hey, look at this. The individual things go up and down. From Bandai. I'll have to look that up. I'm not familiar with that. So your surprise would be, the answer to your surprise is, I don't know what to do. Okay, so what are you doing here? Oh my god, these are all metal, and it is, oh, his hips do not obey at all.
His hips don't lie, but they also don't move.
Oh, look at that. Look at the ball joint sockets on his shoulders. Oh. Sorry guys, I'm going to be useless for a minute. Oh, I have 2 swords. One who's fucking huge. Okay, I need to get stands for this. Okay, so let me see if I got this correct.
You need stands for
the Kaiser and the Emperor.
Sam.
They don't have any me attached to them. It's basically a...
Have you told Sam what the new prop is? No, what is the new prop? What's the prop?
It's the Hand of Vecna.
Is it?
He's sending us the Hand of Vecna.
Okay.
So, if I'm right, there's a butt stud right here. Yeah, so he's got a stud.
He's got a butt plug.
He's got a stud that goes right into his ass.
Butt plug.
It's not a butt plug. Don't smut up giant robots.
Smutting up.
Not until they have tits.
Excuse me.
What?
A lot of them have tits.
I know. They're called Obari mix.
Tamariugen has tits.
Yeah, she's an Obari mech. Oh, look at that. I love the jewel. Okay, I'm going to have to do... Yeah, he definitely needs a stand of some kind, though. Because, oh, does the head come out? You know what? I don't want to... Oh, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but I don't want to fuck around with it. Oh, that's so cool. Fuck me.
It's called the butt stand plug. Thank you very much.
It's a line of cheap model kits. They don't have media attached to them. Basically, entry. Oh, those! Yeah! Like the intro Gundam one, right? Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. That's not quite my up my alley. I'm not quite in a zone where I could paint up something like that to look really good. Oh my god, he's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to try and do the wings. You stay here, Kaiser. Okay, so I'm going to try to do that disaster thing I did last time, which is make his wing pack. Sorry guys, I'm just lost in this moment right now. Okay, I should read the instructions first. Oh, his torso lifts up, his wings lift up. Oh, I get it, to move his arms, to allow them to move. Okay. So the reason why these parts move up, right, the fins on the front move up, so his shoulder can come out this far. So you can see just how much that accommodates. And it does so because it raises his crest on the front. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Okay, yeah. Okay. Anything else? No, that was it. That's pretty easy. All right. Okay, so there's ball joints for all of the wing parts. And I don't want to try and build it properly today. I want to get the stands for this guy first. But man, oh man, is that fucking cool. Look at that. What's this? And the die-cast metal on all the parts. These are supposed to be able to disconnect, but I don't want to try and do that yet. Because there's an add-on set for him that lets him... Oh my god. You are staying in the box until I can get a beautiful display for you going. Oh... Are you scratched a little, buddy? You poor thing. Also, all hail the Comte Mazen Kaiser. Yes! The first emperor born of... Ah! Something fell out. Something fell out. I don't know where. I felt it. I think it was just a plastic thing, but still. Okay. Because this is his arm articulation. Look at that!
Honey?
Yeah?
He's got plastic on the back of his arm.
Okay, was that what I felt fall?
Probably.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, he's got, like, plastic.
I know he's got plastic on the back of his arm. I'm just making sure there's nothing on this side. No? Okay. Sorry, I'm really quiet right now. Because if I scream...
The landlady gets a little mad.
No, if I scream, I'm scared I'll scare away the ghost.
The ghost?
Look, we almost lost, like, arm spacers for the Emperor. Okay, I'm putting him back in.
Do you need a minute?
I do. Okay. Nothing fell, though, right?
I didn't see anything fall, so...
There's nothing on the ground. There's something that looks like it fits. Oh, boy. Sorry. That's so pretty, though. Let's see if there's anything in here. No. Okay, I'll push it back in. Check the manual if there's any parts there I need to worry about. Okay. No, it doesn't look look like it. Doesn't look like it. Okay, cool. Although I still prefer the 0 and the Gutter Emperor. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I may get the 0 at some point, but he's not a priority right now for me. What?
Give me some water.
Sure I can. When my heart stops beating at 10 miles an hour. So that's the Kaiser, and I own him now, and I'm really happy. God, I've loved the Kaiser for years. There we go. All right, put you over here. You said a glass of water, babe?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll go fill up, okay? So you got to keep the chat entertained.
Okay.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Right back.
I think I may have flicked a plastic piece in my eye, though.
Oh, no.
Because it feels like there's something in it.
Let me take a look.
Yeah.
You look fine.
Like under the eyelid. Like right here.
Nothing. Nothing I can see. Be right back, okay?
So guys, while Mike is gone, do you want sneaky things? What kind of sneaky things do you guys want? I will answer most questions semi-honestly. Everything. You gotta give me a question, because then I can answer. Because if you say everything, well, then I'm just gonna be like, well, 42. No. Too late, guys.
What?
I was asking them if they wanted sneaky things.
Like what?
Like sneaky info.
About me?
Whatever, anything.
So!
And then Comic King goes everything, and I'm like, that's not a question. I can't answer that. Okay.
Time
legit.
Okay, legit? There, legit?
Mm.
There's nothing in your eye. It just looks really right under your eyelid. Okay? So, we have 16 people watching on our fine stream today. Ask us your questions. We will probably tell you lies. Let's get the chat going, because it's 3 o'clock, and we've been at this for an hour, and I've run out of things to talk about.
I said I would answer semi-honestly.
Okay.
Well, I realized that 90% of my conversation with people is this voice.
Yes.
This is not my actual voice.
We know.
This is not the voice that I speak in most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know why my voice goes up this high whenever I'm on stream.
Because you are excited.
No. The problem I have when you say Kaiser, all I can think of is Kaiser Wilhelm II.
Sorry. I don't know if you remember the Jumbo Gundam figures from the late 90s. I got the tweaky guy. 90s. Oh, dude, that is a bitchin' collection. I love the Jumbo figures. They look cool. I have some Kamen Rider. Gurren Lagann! He's got a Gurren Lagann and some Kamen Rider figures, too. So I'm going to retweet that. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate your shout and ongoing support.
I keep forgetting to turn off my watch. It makes noise.
Yeah, we're hoping someone calls. The telemarketer calls, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck, I forgot to put this away. The fucking instructions. Jesus. You guys missed that. Isn't the point of being a fan to point out all the things I miss?
What kind of fans do you think we have?
Huh?
What kind of fans do you think we have?
Hardcore geeks who really like the fact that all of our stuff's integrated?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gundam, how long until the next Gundam game?
Next year. Hey, Mike, I don't really fear the bag lady as much as I really don't like Terrence. Because we still have games that you guys sent in to us that I have to play. Remember, this was the year I play the games that you guys all sent me. So you got Mazinger, did you get a kick out of did you get any of the HG Mazinger Infinitism model kits? Corrito Prime, yeah, I did. The actual Mazinger Infinitism kit is on its way to me right now. I wanted to build it on Craft Check today.
It's in customs.
It's not even in customs. It left customs. Now it's at the Canada Post depot. I paid for 1 week shipping 2 fucking weeks ago. Still don't have the piece of shit.
2.5.
2.5. Fuck. So I'm never getting 1 week shipping again.
There's no point.
There's no point coming from Japan. It's just not going to happen. It was $50 amount because of it. So if I can find, I'm going to build it, and if I like it, I'll build the Great and the Kaiser and the Grandizer. Mike, can you please explain the Legiverse to please? No, because I don't understand it. I'm going to look it up. I'm never going to be able to ship anything again. Yeah. Well, you can ship it. It's just going to take longer, right? That's a reality we all got to kind of come to terms with. Unless, you're within your country, in which case you're fine. Because we got all your model kits in record time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look up
Yeah, I don't understand why it takes forever for anything to come through from a different state. It just takes, from a different country, it just takes forever. I had...
Oh, Harlock and 99. Dude, I haven't gotten into it yet. Go ahead.
I had a thing come in from the States, and it said it was going to take a month, and I'm like, okay, fine. It took 4. And I was like, why? It was right at the beginning of the quarantine, too. Yeah. Which point I'm like, I really need this, because it's a shelf. And I really, really need this shelf, so that way I can put all my sketchbooks in there, so that way they're not all just taking up the rest of the space where I could put, I don't know, all of my D&D stuff.
Japan wants $110 to ship all my models. There is a website someone sent to me. One of you guys sent to me. Okay. One sec. Let me get to what I was going to say before I talk about that, Kiki. There was a website someone sent to me where I could buy complete selection Kamen Rider belts. Now, for those of you who don't know Kamen Rider complete selection, those are the belts where they are show accurate. For adults. So, if you wanted the toy, the actual real belt, there it is. And Blade is in that set. So, and I love Kamen Rider Blade. I love that belt. I love Gatak's belt more, but I hate Kabuto's story because it's not a good story.
Because it's Kabuto.
Yeah. It's like the protagonist isn't the protagonist. I don't care what Darlis.
That's garbage.
That's garbage?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, you finished the sprue.
Did.
Boing, boing, get a boing, get a boing, get a boing, get a boing.
Focus.
Make your own shelves. I made several over the quarantine. I don't got room.
I don't have wood. And I don't have a thing that can cut wood. I have a manual saw that is also from the 50s. I cannot cut wood, and if you ask me to cut wood at Home Depot, they don't allow that anymore because of COVID.
To be fair, they weren't doing it properly beforehand either.
Oh, well, still.
Adults is in Japanese sizes. Well, Oh man, not
Adults
sure.
as in not Japanese children sizes. Japanese children are tiny. They're so small. I'm not even kidding you. It barely wraps around Mike's arm. That's how small they are.
Oh, Mike will probably have an easier entry point in Ultraman the next couple of months. Mill Creek agreed to let Shout handle the streaming rights for their Ultraman sets. Good! I want to check it out, because I want to see before I buy. Oh man, not sure how shipping from Texas to you guys' P.O. Box will go. We'll have to see how that will go when I get the props done. Hoping get Jordan's new prop. If I don't lose my sanity by then, Devin's prop, Dave's prop, Tom's prop, and the end of Vecna. Crone, I gotta talk to the people who run our P.O. Box because, well, it's Canada Post. It's Canada Post's flex mail. Because of the fact that they've said don't do something. Don't have shipping right now. So they don't do that anymore. It's the only way I was able to make mine. Yes, I really want to stream Ginga. So we gotta be mindful of that.
They don't do it at our Home Depot because our city is still kind of on fire.
Yeah. But no, well, even beforehand, our Home Depot wasn't doing it.
Our Home Depot, no, they weren't doing it well. Because you'd be like, can you cut it to 16 inches? And then they would cut it 12.
Because they
didn't give a fuck. They just said, oh, you want to cut? And they just cut it. And you're like, well, what was the fucking point? It's the wrong fucking size.
Adults is in Japanese sizes. They don't do that anymore. That's the only way I was able to make mine. Yes, I really want to stream game. Have you seen any of Digimon Adventure 2020, Sam?
No.
Okay. So glad I caught this. This 14-hour shift, Jesus, Magic Pudding, is killing me. Also, you guys doing this grand craft streams have been getting me into mini painting. I bought the original Ultraman series Blu-ray, and man, it took me a second to adjust to old Toku. When I worked at Home Depot, we did certain cuts, but all the equipment was bent or off-center, but I don't work there anymore, and my stress went down.
Yeah, the person that we got the most to do all of our cutting for stuff was Tyler, but he lives on the other side of Toronto, which is upsetting.
His job is killing him slowly.
Oh, yes, also his job is killing him.
My uncle.
We could.
He's got a table saw and everything, and he's got nothing to do. He's retired.
This is true. We could ask your uncle. Because we can't ask anybody on my side of the family, because they're all bad at handyman stuff.
No, he's really good. He made the old D20 Live, the old 4-Force box.
My family is bad.
I didn't say, I don't know.
But you said no. That's not. I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how my family is bad. Your family's good at being handy.
Well, yeah.
That's why I'm marrying you.
You stabbed me in the throat.
I'm sorry.
Are you mad at me?
No.
For cutting you off? I am sorry for that.
I love you.
I love you too. Are you mad at me for that?
No, I'm not mad at you for cutting you off.
So yeah, no, I wouldn't get stuff cut at Home Depot in this area, period.
They're bad at it.
Yeah, they're really bad at it. I'd rather ask my uncle or find a shop somewhere or do it myself. And I don't even know how to do it myself.
We need a table saw.
We don't need a table saw.
We need a table saw.
We'd like a table saw. Yeah, Mike, if I have to, I might have to do it in smaller boxes. Potentially, I did not want to set a date when I send them off, as I want them to be right.
Oh, I do know another person who has a table saw. But I don't think you want me talking to him.
Okay.
Okay. Honey, it's the guy who negs me.
No. Because he negs you.
And no, sorry, not negs. Sorry, soft voice. That's the one.
I know who you're talking about. No. I don't want to talk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it makes me a bad fiance to say that I don't want you to be with a man, hanging out with a man who's fucking trying to steal you from me. I'm sorry.
He's trying to steal me from every boyfriend that I've ever had.
Yeah. Jordan had to run interference one time.
He did. It was funny.
Jordan
tried really hard. He's just like, look, hey! Can you talk about this thing? And I'm like, Jordan, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Mike, I might have to do it in small amount. Yeah. Besides monitoring chat, what are you working on, Big Mike? I was going to work on a model kit, but it didn't get here in time. So I'm here monitoring chat and keeping the conversation going. Devin should be joining us in a little bit. Hopefully.
Hopefully?
Yeah, I got a message from him saying he would. I bought
Devin!
So Sam's saying Mike is good with his hands.
He is. Very good.
I bought a circular saw recently and I've gone mad with power.
Honey, it's not going in. Can you put the thing in the hole?
I was leaving that man to this job. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I know, what side am I popping this in on? Is it fair to say like this?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a second.
Yes, Mike is very good with his hands. It's very sensual and soft, but at the same time firm.
Are we talking about our sex life?
So Curse of the Moon God sequel.
Featuring good
Dominique and Corgi Mech Pilot.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam, besides Mike and Peter being based on Mike... Oh, Big Mike and Peter being based on Mike, are there other characters in Let's Ask Violet based on people you know? Yes, there are! Everybody in the entire thing except for Michelle.
And Craig the Asshole.
And Craig the Asshole. Craig the Asshole is not based on anybody. But yeah, everybody else in the comic is based on somebody that I know. The reason why a lot of characters have left the comic is because of the fact that those people have left my life. And I don't want them back in there. So it did take a really long time because the thing is that for example, the problem with Bill and Dee's relationship in Let's Ask Violet was because of the fact that I knew people that were like Bill and Dee. And they were very cute together, and I thought they were going to last forever. And then they broke up, and I was like, how do I deal with this in the comic? Because they're not together, and they don't like the fact that they're together in the comic. I need to fix this. So I tried to do the best that I could, and I was just like, well, they're gone. And then, because I panicked.
Then I wrote
and then Mike started writing for my comic, and he's like, that was a bad idea. And I'm like, I'm sorry! I panicked!
You want me to write it better?
Yes!
And I did. And I wrote it so it makes sense.
Mike has been filling a lot of my plot holes because it was difficult.
I still like that entire bit where Dee came back.
Yeah, it was a really good.
And I like how I wrote that because it was like a thing of, yeah, a lot of couples have this problem and they don't talk about it.
So yeah, if you're asking if there's characters in there that are like the people that I know, yes. Like if you're asking specifically about like Tyler or Malcolm is very true to the person that he is in real life. That is like I was
can't.
Okay.
I don't want to break it.
It's okay. I was very much trying to capture the best of him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
But yeah, I was trying my very best to capture the best of him, and that's fine. If you're asking about if Tyler is like his real life counterpart, yes and no. Yes, in the sense of some of the things that Tyler said are things that he has actually said in real life. No, in the sense of I would hide a lot of the bullshit in our relationship. So it was sucky, but I did hide a lot from the from the readers, because I didn't want people to think that he was a piece of shit. And I tried. God damn it. Plot holes. He did fill a lot of the plot holes.
I did. I introduced characters to help bridge the gap. I'm still explaining stuff.
Yeah. The reason why it's been taking so long for Let's Ask Violet to finish, because this, for those of you who don't know, this is the final arc of my webcomic. Yeah. So that way Mike and I can start doing a new thing. The reason why it's been taking so long is because I've been pushing it off, going like, we need to finish this plot hole. We need to fix this plot hole. We need to do all this other stuff. So.
Yeah, I gotta write more comics for you. I should do that this week.
But yeah, a lot of the people in Let's Ask Violet are based on real people that I know in real life.
How's Gun Glue coming?
I think that should answer your question.
Yep. All right. So what can I work on? I mean, I could always get my tablet
Insert
out.
sex joke about Mike filling plot holes.
What should I work on? I don't have anything. That's the problem. The only thing I have left is my Kamiki burning gun, and I couldn't find the damn thing to build it. Like I said, if my order had come in time, I would have built.
God damn it. Honey, can you take this thing off?
Sure.
Because I might have put that in backwards.
Am I taking the front plate off?
It's the butt plate, yes.
Okay. But it's a butt plate. Okay.
Please don't wreck my pliers.
I'm not going to wreck your pliers. Ow. I'm going to stab my finger.
Hey Mike, besides Japanese-based media and D&D, what other interests do you have?
Well, let's see here. There's Transformers. Huge fan of Spider-Man. I got into... Let's see here.
Let me try again.
Okay.
Because people are asking you questions.
All right. So, Mike, any other model kits or lines you've been eyeing recently? Yeah, I'm getting the Infinitism Mazinger, and I want to try and build the entire Infinitism line. Hopefully we get an Emperor. I know Get Our Dragon's coming, but Sam wants to build that one herself.
Right.
I'm a huge, and but that's the one I'm looking at. I'm looking to start building Gundams, but I gotta really read reviews because I don't want to get burned like I did on the Real Grade Zeta. Because little did I know, the Real Grade Zeta was apparently a pile of shit.
Are you okay?
No, I stabbed myself with your pliers.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Anyway. Hey, Mike, besides Japanese people, D&D, what else? Well, it's not just D&D, it's tabletop as a whole. Let's see here. Let's go down the list. First of all, there's Transformers. There's giant robots. Huge fan of the Avengers feed. I like classic comic books. I'm slowly making my way through some of the more recent Spider-Man. Great lover of literature. I actually love space opera, which is hilarious because I only discovered that recently, that I love huge political, deep space space opera. No, I've not read The Expanse. Trust me, everyone's recommended it, and I gotta get into it, but I want to wait till it's done, because the last book is about to come out, and if it's good, and it's done, and everyone's like, we're happy with how this ended, I will read the entire fucking series in a day.
He doesn't want what happened with the Game of Thrones to happen.
I'm not even talking about Game of Thrones, I'm talking about, like, older stuff, like... Fuck, we've all got a series that's gone to shit at the end. Heroes. That's it. Because, yeah, I was, and I still am, an avid Game of Thrones fan. Do you watch the Spider-Man series? That I did not. I've been eyeing the entire Infinitism line, but the economy. Yeah. Because, yeah, I read Game of Thrones back in the day. I've read a good chunk of Wheel of Time. Because the problem is, like, I was an avid book follower of several series, but they have all, in one way or another, gone to shit. I recommend The Wandering Inn. Because I was a huge fan of the Dresden Files, and you've all heard my rants about the Dresden Files. I was reading the Her Majesty's Dragon series, but that series somehow went to Australia, and just, I don't like how nothing fucking happens in that book anymore, in that series anymore. And it was just heartbreaking to watch. I had the opportunity to read the Stieg Larsson Millennium Trilogy. Fuck the new books, because they weren't written by him, nor were they written with his wife's consent, as far as I know, so fuck them. And the Millennium Trilogy's great. I had a chance to read the Thrawn Trilogy, and that's really good. Going down the line of stuff I've read recently, that's really good. Manga, Sam got me into Spirit Circle, and that is worth reading.
It is.
It is so good. 9 volumes, and it's perfect. It is perfect. It is done. Go on, Mike, rant some more. No, Claire. Sam, I was mainly asking about the soon-to-be married lesbian couple.
Oh, Ashley is actually a person that I know in real life. She's my best friend. Michelle is not. Michelle is not a real person, unfortunately. I have tried multiple times to get my best friend into a loving relationship that we all hope one day that our friends would get. And unfortunately, she hasn't been able to. No, that's not correct. I was right. It's just sucky. But yeah, no, But yeah, Ashley is a person that I know in real life, and she knows who she is.
I also have recently finished the Monster manga, which is really good. But if you liked Monster's narrative style, but you wanted a happier story, there's Pluto, which also Sam got me into.
Yeah, because I read that one.
I recently finished Kimetsu no Yaiba, which is now apparently every 10 volumes of it are the top. The top 10 of all time. You might have to wait a bit more for Foreigner's End. We are at book 20 of either 21 or 27 books after nearly 30 years. Oh my god. Now that Wheel of Time's done, I can finally read it, but it's also the Wheel of Time, and everyone knows how that series goes down. The last chapter of Demon Slayer was dumb. I liked it. It was a little silly, but it's an epilogue chapter. It doesn't bother me. It's like there was no more story to tell. The only reason we have that last chapter is just to laugh. It was weirdly incestuous. Yeah, I guess. Kind of.
I got him! He's done! Yay! Is this Gundover or Gunglue? I don't
It's Gunglue. Gundover's the dog one.
Okay.
It's the motorcycle. You okay?
Yeah. Alright.
Neat. That's really cool, Sam. Does he transform or is he just a parts?
He does transform. It's on the back of the...
Why did Taijiro's wife get reincarnated as his brother? Hey. Souls and family lines. I don't give that much of a crap. Really, the only reason that chapter exists is to show where the hell the why Muzan could never find the flower, and that's how I look at it. No, it's all right. It's your opinion, Kurito. You're allowed to it. I just don't agree with it. That's all. Geki told me about a tweet that James Gunn posted about loving Kamen Rider. I started reading the thread on Twitter. People are trying to figure out his favorite. James Gunn. Oh. James Gunn's cool. We have different taste in films, but he's pretty cool. It was on mine and the discussion on 01, and I thought Rusty was there, and yeah, I like bananas. Also,
actually, Common Kings, I have a question. Why were you, why specifically the soon-to-be lesbian couple were you interested in them? Was it, I asked because of the fact, was it the story, or was it the character, so that way I know for going forward
what you enjoyed.
What you enjoyed about it.
Helicopter Eagle. Anyone else besides me excited for Tiger Bunny Season 2? I haven't watched the movies yet. He needs to put Forza in Guardians Volume 3. That's not going to happen. Although, I'm happy James Gunn's a Kamen Rider fan. I think everyone kind of forgets how indie James Gunn used to be. Which do you prefer? Cheaper self-built models or high-quality pre-built figures? I prefer cheaper figures. Because while high-quality figures are nice, there's stuff in my collection I'm never going to touch after their initial posing. Because they will be... I'm worried about them scratching and they cost me so much money. Conversely, I have items in my collection that cost me $20. And I'll tool around with them all day and I'll pose them and I'll move them and it'll be great. And I prefer that. If I'm, in terms of your thing, though, cheaper self-built models. Because then I know its stress tolerances, and I can move it, and I can pose it, and I can do dynamic stuff with it. I still have the double O riser, and I really have to tweak that and play with it still.
I like models that have great articulation, whether or not they're cheap or not is secondary for me. So, you just really like the characters. They're fun. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you for letting me know.
Thank you for letting me know that I wrote them fun. I ran out of things to say in my sentence.
To be fair, Michelle was always... Michelle was always Michelle.
Yeah.
But you did give her a lot more personality.
Well, I wanted to, because, she's always there. Let's give her some depth. Let's give some depth to the poor girl. You know? Let's not make her just a Pinkie Pie clone like everyone's...
I really didn't... I wasn't trying to. I didn't even think... Holy crap, she was a Pinkie Pie
clone. Never noticed that?
No, I didn't! I never watched My Little Pony.
Honey, you effectively made Pinkie Pie.
I did?
Yeah.
Fuck!
She likes to hang out with friends, she's happy all the time, and she's just well-meaning.
I really didn't try to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel embarrassed now.
I love you.
I love you too. I feel really embarrassed.
You okay?
No. I'm embarrassed. Ah!
There now. In other gaming news, Limited Run announced the new physical edition of Shantae with the Switch and Game Boy Color. What? Damn it, now it means I have to get into Shantae.
Can you help me find the iPlate?
Sure. It's right here.
I'm getting a tickle for that.
No, I don't! I'm a good guy! I'm a good man! Enjoy your yard work, Colin. Anyway, iPlate. That's OA plate. That's OM plate. That's OH plate. So I guess OHO.
Oh.
This has no name on it. Oh, that's OK plate. This is OL plate. Fuck off. This is OB plate. This is OD plate. This is OF plate. This is OM plate. These are different. This is a different number.
I found it.
Found it?
Yeah.
10 hours later. You don't know how long I just still on that because vacation. Fuck. Are we going to get a Paranoid game at some point in time? It didn't get voted up that much, so I wasn't really inclined to do it. I'll be honest. Even I noticed I'm not a fan of My Little Pony.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's why we made her more distinct.
I legitimately did not know. I feel really bad.
Well, there you go. Artistic similarities. Pink is happy. Right?
Well, because the thing is, I've had this character design for, like, ages. Mm-hmm. And I had that personality type, again, for ages. I did not know that it was Pinkie Pie. I feel really bad.
Honey, it's okay. Okay?
Okay.
All right. No one told you in the comments? Huh. Well, there you go. It means I'm the only one who felt that way. And Comic Kings.
Comic Kings. Everybody probably felt that way already. And then there's just like, oh, it's okay, Sam. You're fine.
Well, it means it shows how much they like you. Right? You don't know how long I had this on because of vacation.
We had vacation.
Oh, right. Oh, man. I gotta decide whether or not I'm getting into Shantae or not.
You're fine, Sam. She has a great character. Now. But yeah, everyone asked me if Michelle was based on a real person.
Because they all wanted to meet her.
Because they all wanted to meet her. Because they're all like, oh yeah, no, is she a good person? She is not a real person. Everyone else, though, is. And Craig the asshole is not a real person either. Yeah. But everybody else is based on a real person.
I've never stolen another man's woman, I think.
You think?
I'm thinking about it. No, I never have.
But yeah, no. Like, Michelle's not a real person, unfortunately. Like, she has aspects of a bunch of other different people than I know, but she is not specifically based on a real person.
But yeah, Tip, in regards to Shantae, the problem is, like, all the other ones are out of print now from the limited run collection, right? So, like, if they did...
What is Shantae?
Okay, Shantae is a Metroidvania series.
You might have to describe what a Metroidvania series is.
Okay. Okay. Shantae is a platforming adventure series in the style of kind of like Metroid and Castlevania, but it's become its own kind of iteration of that. Very lighthearted, the franchise story about a girl who is a half genie, half hero, which is really just a cute word for saying a person who helps people. And she frequently gets into trouble. Her arch rival is a woman named Risky Boots, who is also just a brat with huge tits. But she travels around, she transforms into different forms, and that's how she gets through different things. So I just finished the figures and tanks I got yesterday, but I have more coming. I also have some more figures I'm going to work on throughout the week. Cool. Put pictures up in Craft Check, dude. I will be putting up pictures in Craft Check of the unicorn full armor one that I'll be.
Oh yeah, I'll put up pictures of the Quant.
Yeah.
In Craft Check.
If you guys want to see those. There's always Steam for the others. Also, Risky's Revenge director is coming to Switch. Yeah, but like at this point, like it's easier for me to get everything on Steam, even though I wouldn't have minded it on the Switch. Because like the thing is, though, I got physicals.
Can I have the K plate?
Sure, find it. OE.
It's a white plate.
Oh, thank you. That narrows it down simply. Okay. But yeah, no, it's like, because the one franchise I had to get in physical was Gunvolt. And I'm happy I have that in physical, and I'm happy Gunvolt 3 is coming out. But I wanted to get into Shantae, and I could not dig into these games. I didn't know how to start. And people are like, well, do here, and I just could not get into it properly, which irritated me, because everyone's praised Shantae for years.
Eons, if you will.
Eons, if you will. Although if it's all just going to be digital on Switch, those might just be the digital games on Switch. But you know me, I like having. Is there an OG plate? Should be.
There is a G plate.
Well, it's OG though.
Yes, it's.
Are you down with OG, Sam?
It's this one, I think.
Is that OG?
Hang on. There is an OG plate.
Oh,
here it is. It's red.
Ah! So it goes 3 times faster.
Yes.
That joke's never gonna die. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with that, unfortunately. And I keep wanting to get into this franchise, but I remember the time I was playing it and I was not getting into it at all. So if they come to one console in physical and we get a re-release, I may just jump in all in on that. But right now, Shantae physicals are like stupid expensive. They're like $300.
Oh.
Oh.
He's open. Nice close.
Once I have all the interwar, World War II, World War has it done on the tabletop, I'll post the pictures. Please do, and put it in the craft check.
14.
We need to paint the stone at the front of this green. Do you get a sticker for it?
What?
For the tree stone at the top. Is that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. These are really cool. Are you excited to play Super Wars T?
Yes.
That means I need to play it, right?
Yes.
That means I have to finish X.
Yes.
Which I'll have to do today after we're done crafting.
Yes. By the way, if you want to watch us play video games, we have a video game stream that's going to happen on Tuesday.
Yep.
And it's going to happen again on Thursday because we're back from our vacation and we can do things. And I think I'm going to return back to Persona unless people want me to play Ni no Kuni again. At which point... Right. But, you know, Words.
Words with words. You're cute.
You're cute.
You're wonderful.
Mm.
You're kind.
More.
But yeah, that's where I'm at with Shantae. Because a part of me really wants to start from the beginning. If we're getting a redo of Shantae for the Game Boy, like, okay, is the Shantae that's coming out for Game Boy, like, for Steam, sorry, for Switch, is that getting, like, remastered at all? I ask for me? Or is it just a port? Please tell. God, he is really pretty. Are his shoulders the right way?
Yeah.
Oh. They look like they should fold out, right? Neat. I am a bird copter. I have a hard time trying to get the GBCs work in emulation, hence why I'm still getting the cart. Yes, my atomic purple color.
GBCs?
GBC.
You said GBCs.
Yeah, my atomic purple color still works too. I don't use it that much. Stickers go around the schnorch. Around the schnorch and it wraps. This is the entertainment you come to see.
He's around the schnoz.
He's around the schnozzer. I wish I had something to build.
I told you could build one of mine.
No, they're yours.
But I have...
You have so many?
I have so many! I'm never going to be able to finish all of them.
You say that, but you're running out.
Not true.
Okay, what's left?
I'm not gonna finish Big Full Fuck today, I don't think.
I know, but you're gonna get it done by next time.
But that's next month. And then I have to do Goldie Mark, and then I have to do the Gatling driver, and then I have to do
Gal Gaigar. And you're done.
But I can only do one box per thing.
What? I'm being held not against my will, with my will. Because this wonderful woman is holding me. What's up? What?
Ha! I made it back up. I'm sitting on pillows, by the way. That's why I look taller than Mike. Because I'm not.
Also, I'm hunched over.
I'm not normally taller than he is. Can I have the K plate?
Sure. Where is it?
Is that the K plate?
That's the K plate.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
K10.
Oh. Let's see here. Can I help you at all, maybe?
Sure, if you want.
Sure. Want me to sand some stuff? Or do you want to sand it? Or do you want me to clip?
Can you find the eye plate?
The eye plate? Sure, I can find the eye plate. OJ. What color should the plate be?
I think it's black.
Black? Okay, that goes it down. Alright, let's see here. OD.
Oh, never mind. It's gray. It's right here.
Oh, okay. Well, I helped. You mean this one right here?
Yes.
All we know is that it's based on the original code from 2002. I'm not sure if we're going to be any changes for the 3DS Virtual Console. Because I don't own a 3DS. Fair enough. Let's see here. Because, yeah, if it got remastered, I'd totally be all over that. Hopefully it gets ported. Because everyone's telling me, just buy Shantae on Steam, right? And then I also have people saying I need to play Blaster Master Zero, and I'm trying to play that, but I hate the first level of Blaster Master Zero. So much. But I played level 3, and it's actually really good. Although I missed the limited run games release of the physicals for 1 and 2. So it's a shame, because I like the concept. I've run out of things. Guys, I've run out of things to talk about. Give me something to talk about. I'm going to go on my phone to find something to rant about. Ask me questions. So I can talk about anything for hours, as you know. But I need prompts.
Oh, okay. So I have a thing. Because you know how we did that one thing in private where we were trying to spend time together without playing a video game because my internet connection sucks at my house. And you know how we were like, well, here is guess the anime opening title. Yeah. I have another idea of how to do that for tabletop stuff. It's guess which book you're reading from the first 3 sentences.
Oh dear God.
And I want to see if this will work for
the chat. Go ahead. They do have a couple questions though.
Okay.
So about The Wander Inn, it started off as a web novel, now in a 7th volume. The 2 first volumes available on Kindle for sale when the unedited volumes can still be referred on the book's website. How do they do that? Because I'd love to start writing web novels. Do you ever try old DOS games? Not really. Tipsular? Now, your go. So, you have title? Do you have titles? Or am I looking up something?
You're looking up something and then having the chat guess what it is.
Okay, cool. So, books from the first 3, is this a website I'm looking up?
No.
Or am I looking up an actual book?
Look, you have all the books on your... Actually, here, hang on. I'll do it off of mine. How about that? I will pick a random book.
Is this a tabletop book or a normal
book? A tabletop book.
Okay.
And you guys have to guess which tabletop book it is.
Okay.
I will read from the first 3 sentences, not of the, like the foreword or whatnot.
Okay.
Not this book. This book's too easy.
Is it Pathfinder 1st edition?
Yes. Like from the first chapter book, essentially.
Okay. Plus, I wouldn't know what old DOS games to play, right? That's my thing. Because I tried playing Dune 2, and that game hit me like a wall at a certain point.
These can be from any of the books that we have used. Oh, this is too easy. Hang on. I'm pretty sure it's going to be too easy. Hang on. Yeah, that's too easy. Cause the reason why I do this is because of the fact that some of them actually have, like, stories at the beginning of it. Okay, here we go. You might not get this, but it's okay.
Okay.
Alright. Delving into alien ruins in search of lost magic, matching wits with corporate technomancers and their robot army in the gritty streets of a space station, strafing a dragon attack cruiser with your starship, defending a new colony from deadly alien predators, or making first contact with a previously unknown alien empire.
Okay. I've got a guess. Can I...
Tip.
That's my guess, actually. Starfinder.
Yeah, it was Starfinder.
Okay. So do you want me to go off your tablet and see, or are we going off of my tablet?
You can do it off of your tablet.
Okay.
Or you can do it off of mine. It doesn't matter.
Okay, well, I gotta go get my tablets.
Oh, I see. Do you want to use mine then?
I've got more.
Right,
I got more different ones on my tablet.
Okay.
That's the thing. So can you grab mine? Because you don't like me walking over there. I managed to see the artwork. Sam says tip.
Well.
All right, chat. Let the games begin. It's time for Mike. Guess the tabletop book. Let's see how good you all are. All right. Going into my reader. Okay, here's one. Let's see if they get this one.
Mike, you cheated.
Mike, you cheated. I didn't see it, I guess.
Tip cheated.
All right, let's see here. Okay, here's one. Within game name, you'll enter a world where a 16-year-old kid can steal a top-secret military prototype, be allowed to keep it, and go on to win the war for the good guys. A universe where princesses can, and often do, fall in love with very common commoners. A place where your enemies always come back to haunt you, and where love is so deep that people die for it. All this and giant robots too. What is the tabletop game? Sam, do you have a guess?
Oh. Fuck, I know which game it is. I don't remember what the title is.
Okay.
Do you mind if I look it up on my books to see?
You don't have the book for this one.
I don't?
No, you don't have it.
I thought you gave me all of them so that way we could determine which one it was.
Battle Century G. That's Comic King's guess. Does anyone else have a guess? Because that is not the answer, unfortunately. Good guess, but no.
No, it's this. It's the other one that you wanted me to read. I can't remember what it's called. I know which one it is. I know which one he's
talking about. It's not Battle Century G, guys. BSM. No. Closer. Closer.
Mecton? There we go.
Mecton Zeta. Sam got it. All right, next one. Let's go back for a second. All right.
Made. Nope.
Okay. Let me see here. This is actually kind of fun. Let me see what I got here. All right.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Devin.
Hey.
We're playing a game called Guess the RPG Book.
Oh, okay, all right. Fair enough.
So, hang on.
Exalted.
Close. Oh, here's one no one's going to get. All right, so...
Is it shown up in a video? Or, never mind, how are we playing this?
We're reading the first 3 sentences of the book.
And then people guess what it is.
Okay, all right.
All right. So, game name, because it's blank, I'm not saying the name, is inspired by cinematic tales of small-time capers gone disastrously wrong, particularly films like Blood Sample, Fargo, Way of the Gun, After Reading, and A Simple Plan. You'll play ordinary people with powerful ambition and poor impulse control. There will be big dreams and flawed execution. What is this tabletop game? Damn it.
I think I know what it is, but I'll let chat try and figure it out first.
Did Tip figure it out?
Tip got it right away. Tip's like, it's Fiasco.
It's Fiasco, yeah.
It's Fiasco, yeah.
That's totally Fiasco. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
How you doing, Devin?
Yeah, how are you, man? How you feeling after your stream?
What I'm feeling after what? Sorry?
Your stream.
Honestly, I feel it went very well. I was, as per usual, whenever you're trying to run a game, especially one that is, that's live and you sort of have to work with it as you go. I feel it went well, but there are certain things that I definitely wish went better. We didn't get to where I wanted to get to, so I had to end it on a cliffhanger, which is not what I wanted to do. But overall, I'm happy with so far how it's been received, at least from the comments that I've seen on Discord and some that I've seen on YouTube. But yeah, so it went well. Notes are in for the patrons. So yeah.
I still prefer guess the enemy opening. Fair enough. Here's one, and I don't think any of you are going to get this one. We humans have a special way of pulling ourselves up and kicking ourselves down at the same time. We'd achieve more progress than ever before at the cost of wrecking our planet and destabilizing our own governments. But things were starting to look up. What is this tabletop game?
Have I read this one?
No.
So these are all like RPGs, but
the first three sentences of a tabletop game. That isn't like, the intro script bit or something. Credo Prime, Sailor Moon.
That isn't
no.
like what is an what is an RPG sort of thing? Like none of those. Okay, all right.
It's just which tabletop game is it?
What's it called? Not Apocalypse Zero.
Are you talking about Apocalypse World?
With Apocalypse World, yes.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. All right.
Do you want more?
Interesting though, because it sounds like some form of an apocalypse or a zombie game, but I can't quite place my finger on because it's one that is talking about having hope again. So it's that, maybe Outbreak Undead. That's another one that has vague hope to it.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I'm going to give you a little more.
Yep.
With exponentially accelerating technologies, we reached out into the solar system, terraforming worlds, and seeding new life. We reforged our bodies and minds, casting off sickness and death. That should make it a lot easier for a lot of people.
Huh.
No.
Okay. That's not where I was expecting that to go. I thought it was an apocalypse game.
I know, that's why I gave it Yuri on Ice.
Yeah,
it's not an anime Credo Prime. These are tabletop games.
Oh, jeez. Something that's actually now starfaring. Let's do Traveler?
No, but close.
No? Okay. Okay. Let's see. I'm
Is
not
Star...
actually terribly familiar with a lot of sci-fi games. Clearly it's not Starfinder, because they wouldn't start it that way, because it's based on Earth.
Yeah. Is this Star Without Numbers? No, Counter-Center, it is not. But again, you guys are getting really close.
Another good one. Star Without Numbers is a great game. Good choice. I actually can't... Yeah, I'm not sure.
You guys want me to say?
What is it, baby?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Eclipse Phase.
Oh, jeez.
The transhuman RPG.
Yeah. See, I remember seeing that on drive-thru. It was never on sale, never really, and I wasn't so interested in it that I wanted to give it a try. It sounded interesting, but again, I didn't presume that it had anything more than your typical space opera, and there were other games that would be better for space opera than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, cool, nice, nice. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go get one of my books. Or how are you finding these? Are these just on?
They're on my tab. The PDFs I have on my tablet.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, cool. Give me a second. It's core book, right? Core book?
Yeah, just core book. Don't do like.
Okay.
Don't do supplementals.
Unless it's like a major world book.
Okay.
Like.
And what have we already done? So I don't double.
We did
Starfinder.
Mechton.
Yeah.
Mechton, and Eclipse Phase.
Okay. And Eclipse Phase. Okay, cool. All right, 1 second.
This is surprisingly fun. Good game, babe.
Thank you.
I'm not saying that something you wouldn't come up with wouldn't be fun, but still.
What was the answer? I missed it because the stream buffered.
Oh, it is Eclipse Phase, first edition. Yeah, you can't do like the intro story or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
You got to do like the first thing, roots.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to start from the?
Don't do like the intro story, like when the story begins. Just omit the name of the game because they say it like 3 times at the beginning, right?
Okay, all right, yeah. So and do you want me to go from probably the easiest to the more difficult, or the opposite way, more difficult to the?
Your choice. Your choice.
All right, let's start with this one. My camera's not on, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So after the introduction of everything, what would be appropriate? All right. This is a fictional kingdom, a vast empire whose history, myths, and culture draw heavily upon the real-life history and culture of ancient and medieval Asia.
Oh, it's
L5R?
Yeah, L5R.
It's not L5R though.
Is it?
Yes, it is Legend of the Five Rings.
Aha!
I have that book open right now.
Yeah.
What edition?
Also do the 4th edition.
I'm opening it right now. I'm on that. That's not how it opens. You hold in your hands the 4th. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, son of a bitch! There it is. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. Is a role-playing game. You said not
yeah,
to do that one. So
I was on the wrong page. That's why.
Yes. All right, next one. This one will be a little bit harder.
Okay.
That's introduction. No, that's a little too flavorful and obvious. Let's do no. Right into characters. Nope, that's okay. This one's actually tricky because for the first few sentences of the first page are actually giving away quite a bit.
Oh, I've got one that's challenging, but it's really evocative. Mind if I go while you're thing?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm trying to find a good introductory sentence to use that isn't too obvious.
I'm not gonna do the first 3 sentences because they don't tell you anything. But I'm gonna do the first paragraph because I can tell you the whole thing and it won't matter.
Okay. All right. Yep.
Heaven has fallen, the world is broken, the throne is empty. More than 1,000 years ago, the former empires ruled in glory. Wonders beyond imagination littered the nations of that ancient age, even the least of men and women living in luxury of a bright republic oligarch. Hunger, sickness, ignorance, pain, all the blights to which mortal bodies are heir, were banished by the marvels of the former empire.
That vaguely sounds like Eberron, actually.
Cool guess.
What, sorry?
That's a cool guess, but you're wrong.
Yeah, okay, alright. Cult?
No.
Okay, alright. I think I found my introductory sentence. Okay. So it's not that. Let's, Empire, oligarch.
Dark Sun? No.
Oligarch empire? No, an oligarchical empire?
Former empires. They're talking about like all these fallen empires.
Okay. Odyssey of the Dragon Lords.
No.
Okay.
Why do I want to say Exalted? Shadowcrone, you're very close with Exalted, but it's not Exalted.
Let's do...
Not that kind of close, but no.
Okay. In nomine.
No.
Okay. Damn. And I'll do one last guess. I'll say...
Sorry, Devin. Sorry, what did you say?
Go ahead, Sam. I had said in nomine, and I have one more guess, but you go first.
What was that? Is the name of that one game that you've been trying to play for like ever? Godbound? There we go.
Same guy with Godbound.
Godbound.
I know Talking Cat got it as well.
Yes, of course.
All right, Devin, you got yours?
Yes. And just reviewing it to make certain it doesn't actually say the name's the name anything. Okay, should be. Yes. Okay. Marvelous things await you. One of your group will control the entire world while the rest of you live and explore it, uncovering glittering wonders, vile darkness, and everything in between. You'll meet glorious heroes who grimace disdainfully as they step over the suffering poor, and corrupt villains who set down the wrong path in the service of a more laudable cause. Feared but respected wizards master their arts in the high towers of the colleges, while outside those safe walls and high towers, magic users are feared and reviled, and often with good cause, as many dark sorcerers will gladly sell their souls for power. Virtuous priests strive endlessly to improve the lives of the downtrodden, whilst agents of the dark gods work to undermine this good work and bring ruination.
Have I played this game?
Sorry, is that a question? Have you, or do you want to?
Have I played it?
Not in a campaign. I can't say with 100% certainty that you've played it in a one-shot or not. I don't believe you have. I do not believe you have played it in a one-shot at all.
Okay.
Dark Side.
It's not Dark. It's not Dark Sun, and it's not Exalted, even though it sounds a little bit like Exalted.
Yeah.
It's not Anima, because I have your copy of Anima.
Yes, you do. Huh? And was that Jordan who just joined the channel?
Yeah, Jordan's here.
Hey, Jordan.
Hey.
Hello. So I don't know if you caught Mike's introduction, but we're basically playing a game where we read the first opening paragraph outside of like, what is an RPG in an RPG tabletop game, and try to identify what that is based on the flavor text of it. And I just read out my second one. So Mike, no, you're correct. It's not Anima.
Yeah.
This is the nerdiest party game I've ever heard of.
No, I know, right? Yeah, it's fantastic. It involves chat. It gets people introduced to like. See, I thought I got Mike interested in this particular tabletop, but I misunderstood his question. He was like, "Can I play this?" ? No, it was have I played this ?
Midnight.
Yeah,
says
someone
a
guessed
talking
midnight.
Cat.
Midnight is in like Fantasy Flight Games Midnight.
Yeah.
No, it is not that. But has a similar sort of grim and gothic nature to it.
Okay. Cult?
Yeah. Cult? No. Okay. It is not Cult.
It's not Cult. It's not Chill, then. It's not. Grim and Gothic. And then it's not Ravenloft.
So think of a little more. It's definitely in the fantasy bent, like the fantasy genre, as opposed to like Victoriana or anything else like that.
So it's not Dungeon Crawl Classics, right?
Dungeon Crawl Classics, no. That doesn't really have a setting. It's more of like a set of rules to play a game with. Two more guesses, and then we can move on.
Yeah.
Jordan, do you want to hear it again?
I heard it. I think most of it.
You heard it? Okay, all right, yep.
Babe, do you got any guesses?
No, I got nothing.
I'm not into the esoteric RPGs as you guys are.
All right, I will reveal. It is Warhammer Fantasy.
Oh, son of a bitch! Fuck! Fuck! Oh, I'm mad I didn't get that! Oh, I'm mad I didn't guess Warhammer. Or Zweihander, shit. I got it. How do you play? Look at the introduction. Yeah, you look at don't do the intro crawl or anything like that. You just do like the opening bit of like, what is the game? But I've got one. Devin, you better get this one because I know how much you love this setting. And we've never played it.
Fair enough. Yep. Okay, I love the setting, but we've never played it.
It is a world of swashbuckling and sorcery, piracy and adventure, diplomacy and intrigue, archaeology and exploration. It's a world of musketeers, buccaneers, and privateers, ancient sorcery and lost civilizations, secrets that hide in the shadows and monsters that hide in plain sight. Devin, what is this fucking game?
I'll let chat go first, but
they've already guessed it. Tip got it in like 3 seconds.
7th Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7th Sea. I love the concept of that game.
Yeah,
honey!
Honey!
Oh, please don't honey me. I already hurt my knee. I paid enough for it. Oh.
All right, chat. I need I'm painting. I'll actually send a picture to Discord in craft check so you can see what I'm painting. I need a color for let's see, crew chat. Where are we going? Craft check.
Okay, so Shadowcrone has one. Ooh, Tip's got one too. So here we go.
How we doing this? Is it listed somewhere in a?
It's in the chat. So I'll read it off. Here's
Okay,
one.
sure.
I linger by myself on twilight streets, and the rain stops and the pavement glitters. Klaxons howl on the night sky. Okay, this is tips.
Sorry, there's tip seller?
Yeah, it's not.
They are terrible rules.
Yeah, I'm fine, by the way. I bang my knee. Oh.
You okay, honey?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You can play. You got another one.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes, you have this.
Most things that are important in this in your body, you have 2 of.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's Cyberpunk 2020. Tip for your guess, because that's the one you sent me.
Close.
Then it's Shadowrun 20th anniversary.
What was that, Jordan?
Shadowrun, Avi.
Ah. Yeah, I'll say Shadowrun.
There's only so many RPGs that have payment.
Here is my...
He's catching up.
Yeah.
You had the right publisher with Catalyst Game with
Catalyst Game
okay.
Labs? Okay.
It's from CD Projekt. It's from Artel Sorian, but it's not Cyberpunk.
But it's not. It's from Artel Sorian, but not Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And so therefore it's not. Okay. All right.
Is it Cyber Generation?
Jeez. Maybe. That's. I mean, it's a good guess.
Yeah. Because it's not Castle Falkenstein. It can't be Mechton Zero because I literally Zeta. I read that one off. It's not The Witcher. For
Oh, it's
sakes.
what's the? It's like the teen one. Cyber Gen X. Cyber.
Yeah, that's Cyber Generation. That's the one where the adults die due to poison.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Yeah.
Or my second guess.
Yeah.
I guessed Shadowrun along with Jordan the last time.
Yeah.
All right, so chat. What I'm painting today is I'm very much into skirmish games. Like part of the reason I was getting into Kill Team, and more to the point, single-player skirmish games. So I'm doing a lot of stuff for Rangers of Shadow Deep, which is a great single-player but scalable tabletop wargame. And my Ranger is what I'm painting right now. I need a color for this terrifying-looking bird that the Ranger has, and I've thrown that in craft check. If you want to toss me some color ideas, because I'm feeling...
Well, Devin, we
Yep.
can try and get your cam. If you have your webcam, we can try and show what you're streaming, and we can stream you what you're building.
I'll try and figure that out in a bit, because I can use my phone for that or something. But in the meantime,
Tip, you gotta tell us what it is, because we don't have an answer yet.
Yeah, Tip needs to tell us.
Yeah. So.
Devin, what is this model for again?
This is for Rangers of Shadow Deep. It's
And what are you painting? What part of it are you painting?
the eagle. That's the or the bird or the squawk. The thing what squawks. It's one of those, like he said. It's actually an old 1996 or 1997 Wood Elf model, right at the end of
Falcon
6th edition. It's a falcon, but it's like really weirdly creepy falcon with its head. You can see
He got us, guys. It was Bubblegum Crisis.
Oh, Bubblegum Crisis. Oh shit. Huh.
Do like a brown and white sort of like
A brown and white,
Close to
yeah.
like a realistic feather scheme.
It
as
too
you
was on the
could get.
USB. Yeah, I know. I was trying to remember
okay.
everything that was on
I
the
would
USB.
do, I would do white and then dry brush brown over it. Like
Rubbish
over the
brown
edge
over it?
colors.
Okay.
Oh my god! Now they're just shitting out openings.
Okay, so Taco Tat has Greetings Survivor. Deciding to pick up this book is the greatest decision you've ever made. With our game, you can test your plans to survive with the merry perils
That is Outbreak Undead. 100% that is Outbreak Undead.
Okay.
Or if I'm wrong, then my god, did either this game or Outbreak Undead copy each other?
Yes,
Because
apparently it is.
Outbreak Undead. Yeah,
Okay.
I've always been curious about it because that game is such a great concept. It has like a tabletop game, it has a card game in it, but it also has an RPG, and it's one of those games where it's essentially the closest, apparently, that someone has written to a zombie apocalypse sim. So it can be like over the top in movie, but it can also be very grungy, Last of Us kind of like dark, and you make yourself in the game and see if you can survive, kind of thing.
Okay, so Shadowcrown
Really
has.
interesting game.
You lead a double life alternating between reality and fantasy, caught in the middle ground between dream and wakefulness. You are neither wholly fey nor wholly mortal, but burdened with the cares of both. Finding a happy medium between the wild and insane world of the fey and the deadening, banal world of humanity is essential if you are to remain whole.
That's Changeling, isn't it?
That is Changeling. Yes.
That sounds like Changeling to me.
Yep. I would be very surprised if it's something else.
Changeling the Dreaming, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, the Dreaming. Yeah.
I have one.
You have one?
I have one.
Okay.
This time I won't show chat. Okay. This is a game of medieval fantasy, playing using feudal standards and offering a chance to experience vicariously that long-lost world in both its brutal reality and its fantastic idealism. Every player character is a knight, thus having both the privileges of elite society and also the risky, often deadly responsibilities.
I'm upset.
We will let chat guess this. We will let
No, let's make it harder. What edition?
Yeah, what edition is it?
Let's make it harder.
Oh.
I'm going to say
All right,
5.2.
I can tell you it's 5.1, 5.2. Yes.
Okay. Is it
So let's see if
5.2?
chat actually gets it.
Just like Pendragon.
Pendragon. Yes, exactly. It is
All right.
King Arthur Pendragon, 5.2. All right, my turn.
Okay.
This one will be tricky because it's like Jordan says, we're into the esoteric RPGs, or at least I am.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can find. Okay.
Are we
this
doing
will
anime
be-
openings? No Common Kings. We're just doing
Okay.
tabletop games. This is a tabletop stream.
Yep.
If you want
So,
anime openings, we'll
this-
do it again on the Optimal Duo.
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah, do it on Optimal Duo. That works better. This insert game name here is about surviving the remnants of the Legion, a once storied band of mercenaries now trying to survive and stop the Cinder King from destroying the remaining bastion of humanity. There are military tactics, bold missions, battles against undead, horrific magics, and soldiers fighting for, dying for, and caring for each other. We play to find out if the Legion survives the undead hunting them, and if they're chosen, a human imbued with the divine spark of a god, can manage to lead their broken band and make a back home and make a difference in the war.
That's not Exalted, but it sounds like Exalted. Is that Birthright?
No, actually, I've been trying to find the opening for Birthright. Just always has and always will be my favorite D&D setting. So it's in my hard disk drive that's sitting on the other end of the room, I think.
Hmm.
But no, it is not.
Oh, okay. Legion says it's not Game of Thrones RPG. I'm trying to think of what you've
Nope.
got. Fuck.
This one you meant to is a more recent purchase, so I may not have actually shown it to the group yet. It was actually one that when I first got it, I think Jordan was over whenever I was doing my Pathfinder playtest, and the entire group was kind of staring at me going, "You bought another fucking game?" It's like, really? Don't you already have enough? Particularly my cousin was just like, "Oh my god, dude." But I'm that person who buys RPGs without ever knowing whether I'll play them or not.
You're on a tabletop game stream channel. Of course you'll play them eventually.
Yes, eventually.
Just pitch them. I don't know, babe. Do you know this
Any
one?
guesses from you?
Chat, do you have anything?
Any guesses from
Are we
chat?
on the same one?
We're on the same one, yes.
Is it Black Company?
Oh, dude, you are so close. But
What
no,
was that?
But the Black Company. Like, that is super close.
It
In
sounds
fact, I'm
exactly
pretty
like the plot of Black Company.
Yes, it's but Black Company being like a book as opposed to a game. This game I think took inspiration heavily from Abercrombie, in its design iteration.
Is it Warmahordes? Or, no, sorry,
Nope.
Iron Kingdoms?
Nope.
Okay.
It is not. I can't find my Iron Kingdoms main book, or else I would have put that in. I have my setting book.
Oh, let us know what it is then.
All right, it is called Band of Blades by Plaid Hat Games. It is essentially like Black Company. That
sounds word.
That makes me mad.
Like the plot.
Yeah.
But I haven't played Band of Blades, so I wouldn't know that one.
Counter Saturn
Or
says
not
that he's
Platinum.
got one.
What's right?
Counter Saturn says he's got one.
Okay.
Sure, pop it in chat. I will read it out.
Yeah.
Dave say anything? Because Dave's here.
Hello, Dave.
Dave?
Dave's here?
Yeah, he's in chat. I don't know if he's actually.
Oh, he might not be in audio. Yeah, he's in
Maybe
chat.
he's having audio issues.
There is a game about a group of daring scoundrels building a criminal enterprise in the haunted streets of an industrial fantasy city. There are heists, chases, escapes, dangerous bargains, bloody skirmishes, deceptions, betrayals, victories, and deaths. We play to find out the fledgling crew that can survive amidst the teeming threats of rival gangs, powerful noble families, vengeful ghosts, the blue coats of the city watch, and the siren song of the scoundrels' own vices.
That sounds like Blades in the Dark.
It does, yes, actually.
Dave.
That was
Nice
creepy.
predator noise, Dave.
What was that?
He's making a predator noise.
Yeah,
He's
he is.
got a
Yeah.
soundboard.
Love
You
it.
got a soundboard now.
No, I wasn't talking because I was looking for the
Mike.
YouTube.
Oh, I got him. I was right. It was Blades in the Dark. Nice.
Excellent. Yeah. That is another Evil Hat game. In fact, Band of Blades is based off of the Blades in the Dark game system. It's part of their Evil Hats Forged in the Dark line. As soon as I said so it's like Blades in the Dark in that it's sort of like not a heist, but the entire session is meant to basically be here's problem for today, like a Monster of the Week kind of thing. Instead of being a heist, it's like, okay, the remnants of the Legion have this problem to solve while we're traversing this area, and then you do kind of like how Pendragon has the winter phase, where you do all of the character development during the winter phase. Band of Blades is you're a mercenary company. You solve a problem during the game session, and then you do the in-between game sessions to figure out how your people progress. And it's I'm liking this Forged in the Dark line that they have.
I can't
Alright,
read
Jordan,
this
I've
one
got-
out. It's too easy.
Okay, I've got one. This one's gonna fuck up everybody. Dear Mike, I'm not dead. Now that we've gotten that cleared up. I know. You're probably sitting there reading this letter and thinking, but what the heck happened? We thought you were kidnapped, dead, or worse. Believe me, the real truth is hard for me to believe, and I lived through it. Over 2 years ago, I was sorcerously shanghaied from Earth into an alternate universe that seems to be 1 part Lord of the Rings and 2 parts Jules Verne science fiction, with a little Prisoner of Zenda thrown in for good measure. What is this game?
Chat, here's a hint. We have played this on stream.
No, we
This
haven't.
calendar year. Yes, we have.
We have not played this game.
Okay, then I'm entirely wrong about what this game is.
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
I have no idea.
I know. I
Well,
found
okay,
it.
you
I'm
know
like,
what? I'll have my guess then. Delta Green.
it's not Delta Green.
Ah, damn. Okay, that's why I thought
Tip
we
got it.
streamed it.
Castle
What
Falkenstein.
did say? Oh.
So what are we doing? Reading the opening blurb or the back of the book? Or
Yeah, just playing a game while we're chatting about the opening blurb that is not the blurb of what is a role playing game. So basically, the first blurb after that to sort of evoke the setting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one too.
The
Sure,
Mike in
kinda
question is
over
Mike
there, Mike,
Pondsmith.
so.
Yeah, Tip got the hint in it.
Dave,
So
you got
should I
one?
go?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. It all started long before us, before we even knew that there was a world called Blank. In ancient times, at the other side of history, at the very beginning, people gathered around the fire and told stories. Tales about the gods, nature, wild rapids, and evil creatures lurking in the darkness and shadows. The stories all started the same way. Once upon a time, in a land unknown, there were great warriors, heroes, and impossible quests. The tales that were about struggle and glorious battles and adventures. The way we see it, Blank is just a small piece of the great puzzle. It is our own, for certain, but it's so much bigger than just a game. It's part of the great tradition of telling tales and inspiring others to dream and discover worlds of imagination. The story we will tell starts the same way. Once upon a time, there was a world called Blank.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Greyhawk.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Go with Trudvang.
Damn it.
Ah, it's Trudvang! Fuck!
It would be something dwarfy. It's Dave.
Oh, the Trudvang game. Okay.
Well,
I'm the tallest dwarf.
you see,
That
it
might-
was one of those.
I want us to get into Trudvang so fucking bad because it sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
I
down for a
wanna,
game.
I want to play Trudvang. Honestly, I thought it was Swinehänder for a moment, and then I realized, no, wait, Dave and I have had this conversation. I've been mistaking Trudvang for Swinehänder as game systems for the better part of half a year now, every time I talk to Dave about it. So it's like, no, it can't be that.
Back in the day, I think Zweihander and Trudvang were both under the same umbrella of Drakkar and Drumar,
Ah,
a Swedish D&D.
right, yes.
So,
Is that really what it is in Swedish? That's amazing.
What is that again? Say that again.
Drakkar et Drumar.
Drakkar et Drumar.
So
Nice.
almost
I like
the same
it.
words. So
Almost.
almost.
Yeah, it's like dragons and dwarves or something.
That's so close.
Wow, that's awesome. I like that.
I want to get something
So,
really
yeah,
obscure,
that's
but I don't have anything stupid obscure on my tablet. They're on my computer.
But
Yeah,
yeah, every
I'll-
time I said blank, it was Trudvang.
Yeah.
Yes, and that was just it. Like Zweihander, I know is not the name of the world; it's the name of a system. That's what threw me. I'm like, okay, it's not Zweihander. So what the heck is it? But I'd forgotten. Yeah, Trudvang. You've been talking about that for a while.
Oh, it's
Okay.
a lovely, very fatal system.
Nice. Nice.
It's like
nice, nice.
old school D&D meets Pendragon with a sprinkle of spin-off worlds when designers had arguments and started their own companies.
If I read this book, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get mad at me.
Okay.
Read it, read it.
Read it. Read it.
One second. I have to find the actual first page.
Tipslar just put one in chat, so I can read that one.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Read, yeah, read Tipsler's. Yeah.
Hold on, wait, sorry.
It has been lost.
I have it right here.
Is it secret? Is it safe?
As the original volumes of the game system, redacted for spoilers, have altered from their first edition, so the game has changed in form and substance.
Well, that doesn't tell us anything, Tip.
That's nothing. Yeah, that's why I was like, wait a minute.
Because either D&D or like one of Empire of the Petal Throne or something like that, like a really old one. Then
Is it D&D 3.5?
That's not old.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
If that,
comparatively.
if that's all, if that is old, I'm old, and I refuse to believe that I'm old.
I'm 35. I'm getting old.
You fight that fucking inevitability, Devin.
Alright,
I
I
will
have
got
continue
one.
to fight that inevitability. I will be married before I'm 40, so I refuse to believe that I'm old.
Boy.
Squash that
It
feeling.
is
crush it
D&D,
down, make
but
wine out
chat
of it.
book.
I think he means
Right.
what book? What book of D&D is it?
I'm gonna say 3rd edition.
He says it's from 35 years ago.
35 years ago.
Greyhawk?
35 years ago puts it at 85?
I'm gonna say either
Oh,
Greyhawk
okay.
or Ravenloft then, because those are the only two I can think of that kind of made it through. Or the Realms.
Sorry,
Put
what,
Realms in
what,
my
what,
chat.
what was the read it again?
Okay, so it says, here's another one. Well, he says, here's another one
okay, yeah, yeah.
35
Yeah.
years ago. As
Okay.
the original volumes of the game system, whatever, have altered from their first editions, so the game has changed in form and substance. I'm going to say 2nd edition. I think you might have been on it.
Huh.
Or advanced.
Ooh, maybe advanced.
Well, if it's saying 35 years, like this is a change from 35 years ago, then that means it's not 2nd edition. 2nd edition would have been 35 years ago.
No, he's saying the book is from 35 years ago.
That's how I took it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right. then
If this is the original paperback printed in basement D&D,
Written out
Tip,
by
we're
hand.
not getting it. Tell us.
GURPS. GURPS.
Yeah. GURPS. They said it's D&D, but we're both.
GURPS. GURPS.
It was
neat.
remade for 3.5.
I knew it! Third
Alright,
edition!
one second.
what does
Dang.
it-
Anyway, Tip, just tell us what it is.
Did. Oh wait, it was remade for 3.5. I'm gonna say second.
Doesn't it stand for like General Universal Roleplay System?
Just tell us, Tip.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, I have one, so while Tip is getting his thing.
Yeah.
The history of creation is a great sprawling tapestry embroidered in
You
blood and
horrid son, hussy!
gold.
Unearthed Arcana. Fair enough. You horrid hussy! How dare you! How dare you, you nasty slut!
Whoa.
Is it Faerun?
It's exalted.
It's exalted.
Dare you! You horrid hussy!
I said if I read it, you'd get mad.
I did get mad! You saw the future, my love!
Alright, so Jordan, you said brown for the for it? Like a
Would
brown with white
I would
feathers?
do like a white feathers with like a brown dry brush over top of it to give
Okay.
it like, sort of like a barn owl.
Otaku Cat's got one, then I got one. Here's another.
Okay, alright, cool.
The product you are holding in your hands is the result of a brainstorming session held in a local Lake Geneva restaurant, and we know who published it. The designers and editors have been cloistered there to come up with some new ideas and alternatives for blank. The general talk was pretty wild, and the waitress asked when we were working with Steven Spielberg, who was rumored to be scouting locations in the air. I'm going to say that's Planescape. Oh, it's the white box edition. Says Tip.
The white box edition of it?
I think he said Tip's guess is it's the white box edition.
Oh,
My
okay.
guess is it's
Yep.
Planescape.
Yeah, I would go with Planescape too.
Hey,
Nice,
Esteban.
man.
Alright, let's try this dry brush.
Both no. Okay. Then I don't know. Anyone
Okay.
else got a guess?
Lake Geneva?
The product you are holding in your hands is the result of a brainstorming session held in a local Lake Geneva restaurant. The designers and editors have been cloistered there to come up with some new ideas and alternatives for blank. The general talk was pretty wild, and the waitresses asked if we were working for Steven Spielberg, who is rumored to be scouting locations in the area. I know I've read this.
Oh. That's fascinating.
It was printed by
Um,
TSR, though.
It was printed by TSR. Okay,
Yeah.
that dates it.
Yeah. I've read this. I know I've read this.
Huh.
Oh, no, wait, no, it's...
I'm actually not sure. Like, I'm just gonna guess Dark Sun, but
Yeah! That'd be my guess, too.
just because if they say Steven Spielberg, then that means it's a larger than life movie, so it wouldn't be necessarily something as simple as a basic D&D
Yeah.
setting. It would sound like something foreign and alien and that sort of thing. And if
Yeah.
it's TSR, then I would say Dark Sun.
No, apparently not.
Ah. Then I don't know. What is it?
Yeah, what is it?
There. Okay, this is kind of working. This gradual dry brush, just slowly building it up, trying to. And it is. I like the idea, Jordo. It's kind of looking like a tawny barn owl. I didn't expect that.
No.
Yeah.
Spelljammers. Oh, I was close with Planescape.
Spelljammer. Of course.
I've
Yeah.
got one now.
All right, here we go. Here's mine.
Hang on, Dave. We got Mike called next one, so you want to go after Mike?
Sure.
Okay.
Welcome to Blank. A game of excitement, intrigue, mass battles, tough choices, and dramatic personal responsibility. It's a fantasy game, so you can expect bizarre creatures and glint-eyed barbarians with battle-gnashed swords. It's also a political game, so you can expect deceitful ambassadors, wretched betrayers, cunning spies, but also loyal governors, heroic generals, and stern, implacable kings.
I'm actually not at all sure what that is.
Thieves World?
No.
I mean, it could be birthright, but
It's not birthright.
Oh, no. Okay, then I don't know what it is.
Anyone else want to guess?
Furuwa Shugeki no Soma.
God, I don't have any RPGs that just don't give it away immediately.
Any guesses in chat?
None? Okay. Rain.
Okay.
By
Rain.
Greg
What's
Stoltz.
Rain?
Yeah. Where you play both a member of a company and someone who runs a nation.
Ah, okay, all right. That's why it sounded vaguely like birthright.
Yeah.
R-A-I-N.
Yeah.
R-E-I-G-H-N?
R-A-I-G-N, yeah.
R-E-I-G-N.
Yeah. Because when I was researching for my game, a lot of people recommended looking at Rain, so I did research into it.
All right, Dave.
Dave's your go.
Alright, so this is a system. In the beginning of the world, there were 4 types of dragons. From the 4 dragons were born the seasons. From the seasons were born the 7 dragons of weather. And from the weather were born the 13 dragons of earth. The wind blowing out of the grasslands, the soft sunlight, pairs of beasts, lively castle towns, all is given life by the long breath of the dragons. From the 20 dragons, innumerable more are born into the world. They wait for the time to awaken. The time has yet to come. The world is a dragon's egg. With the travelers and the blank warming it. What sort of dragon will hatch into this world?
Is that Ryutama?
God damn it.
I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I actually don't know what this is.
I've never heard of it, but that's way too many dragons.
That's a lot of dragons.
Well, because I'm like... In my head, it was, okay, that's either Burning Wheel or Ryutama. And I'm like, there's too many dragons, it's Ryutama.
Yeah, in Ryutama, dragons are actually a good force in the world. Through your adventures and your traveling, you create a story, and you relay that story to a Ryujin, who gives that story to a dragon's egg, and when it gets enough story, that egg hatches.
Oh, cool.
Ryujin helps to grow that dragon. The Ryujin is effectively the GM.
Okay.
Huh. That's a really cool concept. I like that.
Ian Lund has one, but he needs to write it out.
Sure. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, it's a very lighthearted kind of JRPG soft game where it's more about the journey than it is about battle or conflict.
Okay, I've got one. I'm going to be mad if Devin doesn't get this one. Imagine a world much like our own a few hundred years ago. A world of men, of cobblestone roads and horse-drawn carriages, of majestic manor houses and sprawling plantations, and massive cities packed with soldiers and citizens, beggars and noblemen, artisans and thieves. But then imagine something has gone direly amiss. Thick, black clouds blot out the sun, belched by titanic volcanoes dotting the horizon.
Okay. It sounds familiar,
It should.
but interesting. Why am I blanking on this?
Is this Dark?
What?
Oh! No, I know what it is. I'll let chat get early. I've been wrong before, but it just took me a bit. Are there any guesses before I say it?
So it's not Dark Sun?
It's not Dark Sun.
Okay.
No.
Is it that one game? I can't remember what it's called. The one where you played a guy who threw grenades all the time?
No.
Oh.
This was also something that we've done a stream for.
Oh!
Okay.
Wait,
It
Mistborn?
is-
Yeah.
It is Mistborn. Yes, it is.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Still a great book. So
Okay.
I'm curious, of all these, both question for both chat and the people in the room, of these descriptions, because those are essentially like elevator pitches, right? Chat, is there anything or any of the games that sounded interesting to you or that made you be like, oh, that sounds cool, I want to play that? I'm curious whether these like elevator pitches had their effect in reading it. or if there's
I
anyone
liked.
on.
Why Trudvang fucking got me, man.
Yeah,
Trudvang is. Yeah.
Trudvang and Ryutama I actually want to try.
Nice. What about chat? Is there any ones in chat that are like, oh, that sounds cool. I want to play that.
Ian Lund has his thing, his pitch up there. So.
Okay.
It was the brilliant mind of one man, or rather the deed of two men, that in the 1870 was to change the world forever, with the intention of the either propeller genius Thomas Alva Edison succeeded.
I think he means ether propeller.
Ether, in overcoming the distance between the planets.
Is there an RPG for Trip Planet?
I don't know. That sounds like a game I'd be into.
Yeah. I'm not actually sure what that was.
Yeah.
Space 1889 says Tip.
There you go.
Is that it?
I don't know. Ian Lund has to actually give out the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I was gonna say that, but like a good old Savage World setting.
Yeah, it sounds like.
No, personally, the Shadowcrown posting about Changeling, I'm like, I read so much of the Changeling world, but I never actually played it.
Yeah, that is.
So
Space
that's.
It was
Nice.
Space 1889.
Okay, cool. All right, neat. Yeah, so I definitely want to. That makes me want to, at the very least, read more Changeling, if not try and play it. But there we go.
So yeah, guys, what did you hear that you wanted to play? Sam, was there anything you heard that you wanted to play?
Exalted.
Exalted?
Yeah. And not because I am biased in the sense that I want you to actually have fun and play it.
And run it?
And run it.
Sorry, then run it or play it?
I do want to play in it.
Yes.
Sounds
you
fun
want to run it?
and engaging, but also because Mike would have a blast.
Yes. Because there's only two people that I'd really want to run it, and that's just because of the fact of how much you've talked about it. It's either you or Devin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Devin wants to play if I run it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Because I haven't actually played Exalted at all. I've run several Exalted games, but it's like one of those things. Like if you're a DM, you play. It's that weird dichotomy between any game that is run for you. You always have in the back of your mind this idea of, oh, I would have done that this way, or I would have done that scene this way. But it's important to sit in your ass and play and engage, because it helps you understand what engages players more, and sort of like what the challenges that players face are. It's an entirely different experience, and I feel that every GM should play, not necessarily often, but at least a handful of times, so that they understand that it's an entirely different beast, an entirely different experience. So I've run Exalted plenty of times, but I want to see what it's like just trying to be a player in that setting and trying to make those choices. Right.
Well, that's two players that want to be in an Exalted game that I run.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Is that Gungloo? Oh, Gundover.
Because you said that's Gungloo.
That is Gungloo. That's Gundover.
This is Gundover. He's a little motorcycle.
He goes to Zoom?
He goes to Zoom. Okay, so I need to transform them. Can I have...
Gungloo.
Tipsler had one here.
Okay. I was in the zeitgeist up to my ears. I just moved to California. My daughter had just been born. There I was, a young father in a new place, seeking to establish myself. All options were open. Every act had long-term applications, none of them which were known. Tip, that sounds like the foreword of an RPG book, not the actual intro.
Well, I was reading the foreword as well. Like, Trudvang and Ryotama's intros are both, welcome to Ryotama. This is how you play an RPG. So I had to go to the forewords, which were about the magic of the world. And
Okay,
it got
I'm gonna I'm gonna grab one. Actually, I wish I could grab some off my shelf, but then everyone will see them.
Yeah, so I posted my continual progress on this ranger. It's a there. Okay, there we go. What was the one that there was something, Mike, you and I wanted to talk about, or at least you wanted to bring up during craft check that I'm completely blanking on now.
Oh, tabletop drama. I already brought it all up.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
You can get Devin's opinion about it, though.
Okay, well, all right. Basically, what had happened was an individual, a gender-neutral individual by the name of, let me get my tweet up for that. Well, let's see here. Because it's more Wizards of the Coast drama that I'm tracking. Also, fun fact, Dave, you'll get a kick out of this. Masaev Press, the guys behind Lancer, have openly said to the Ennies they don't want anything to do with them anymore.
Yes, that's right. Until they remove the make a statement or remove the any reward for that one.
Yeah. Well, also the fact that they claim that a lot of Zach S.'s friends got bumped up in the Ennies.
Huh. All right.
Oh wait, I can't transform them yet.
Yeah,
I don't have enough parts.
Since Massive didn't say anything specific about it, I went on a search and I found out which RPG it was, and I'm like, yeah, I agree. That's pretty horrid. How the hell did this get an Annie award?
Yeah. The other one is Orion D. Black, which was about them leaving Wizards of the Coast because of the fact that they were a diversity hire and not someone hired based on their capacity. And and it's just this very long tweet. It's in my Twitter feed, dictating how they were treated as a person, how their ideas were stolen, how they were it was like a patronizing hire. Like, we've got you, just sit there and shut up kind of thing.
Sit there, look pretty.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Which, hey, Otaku Cat, we're just catching up on stuff.
Wait, am I confusing that with the other guy who was hired at Cards Against Humanity?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a separate situation. Yeah.
I'm mixing up the two because there are similarities.
Yeah, well, because I've commented on this in the past, and I've said that the tabletop industry probably has some wicked ass goblins still in it, because it's a big problem with it is you are not allowed to criticize publicly anything, right?
Yep.
Otherwise, you just get called a troll or some shit. These days.
Yeah, exactly. It's a call-out culture is becoming a problem. You can't even have like civil conversations about being critical about a particular product or otherwise.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh shoot! Damn! It's like the color was doing so well, and then the brush got applied incorrectly in one area. Fucks up the whole paint. I know. I found it very unfortunate for Paizo. Like, I can't blame them because I know how long I've done the research for it. It takes not as long as like the publishing time and the printing time for like a big box set of something to get published, but the printing time is about a year. Mm-hmm. And it's just unfortunate that Paizo brought out Agents of Edgewatch at this time. And they've actually come out and made statements. I'm really looking forward to it because it's one of those. All right, guys. I like their initial premise. Their premise was we know that not everyone wants to play lawful good individuals or a group of lawful good individuals, but this is kind of inspired off of the old the one of their later supplements, the supplement where you play all evil characters. Yeah. And they're essentially it's a flip that. In first edition, they had a supplement where you played essentially the police of an evil, demonic, despotic nation that forced you to play evil characters of some variety. And now they're saying, okay, well, we know that a lot of our players, in a tongue-in-cheek way, are a bunch of murder hobos who really just want loot. So we're going to be like, hey, you're going to play this supplement, and this supplement is a bunch of lawful good essentially guardsmen. But
Yeah.
I know it's gotten, they had to sort of preempt it before they even announced it of like, hey guys, we completely respect and support BLM and what's going on right now, and we believe it's important. FYI, about a year ago,
Yeah.
we started a supplement that is where you're playing police.
Yeah.
So
It's a whole adventure path too, right?
Yeah. The whole adventure path, you are playing police officers who are being put in very difficult situations where you're fighting rebels and you're fighting like a range of good and bad and all the areas of gray in between, and you're having to make very difficult choices as effectively law enforcement. And it was just one of those, ooh, we are like Paizo as a company is probably one of the most proactive and progressive tabletop companies out there. So they had to sort of preempt it, like, so this is about to go to shelves, but we're not doing that. You have to understand, we're not doing this in reaction to what's happening. That is not at all our intention. These get published years ahead of time, and we can't really change our print schedule. Otherwise, it screws up like everything else that's coming. But I did note that they sort of pushed out ahead, sort of ease the transition of like, so we're announcing Agents of Edgewatch. It's okay. It's a great adventure path. You don't have to buy it if you're not okay with playing police. We get it, especially in the current cultural climate. Also, in about a year from now, we're gonna like announce our first mega dungeon for second edition, well ahead of time, just to sort of ease that transition.
Yeah.
So I felt it's like, I feel really bad for you guys. That's a very awkward situation that you're sort of put in, and I can see call-out culture being who don't quite understand publishing time and publishing lead time being, you insensitive pricks. I'm like, no, that's not Paizo. Paizo is the furthest thing from that.
Well, to be fair, it's unfortunate that call-out culture has to exist though in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Because for some parts of the tabletop industry, there's no choice. There's legitimately no way to really hold the inner circle accountable, right?
Yeah, it's because it doesn't exist as there's no means of feedback that we're starting to see in the video game industry in the last few months, where people are starting to step forward very bravely and actually show their support for each other. So we're starting to see a whole glut of companies that actually are dealing with these issues. And but again, like you said, the tabletop industry doesn't have that yet. There's not an avenue for it outside of social media, so it becomes like you have all the extremes. You have people who are calling out horrible things that are happening for the sake of protecting the victims, and then you have those who are taking it to an extreme for sensationalist reasons and are saying things about these companies, or for in pejorative manners that are meant to attack companies that they just don't happen to like in the first place, right? So I felt bad for Paizo, but I'm also very excited to not only try that adventure path or take a read of it, because I wasn't terribly excited with the second adventure path for second edition. It didn't stick with me, and not everyone is going to. Yeah. But the one immediately after that is their very first non-6-month one. It's only a 3-month adventure path that is basically a mega dungeon. It's like. And the first one outside of the Green Spire or the Emerald Spire.
Hopefully, it's more cohesive than the Emerald Spire.
Yeah, Emerald Spire was a mess because it was a very bold move on their part. It's like, hey, we'll just give, like, this has 12 levels in it. We'll give it to 12 different famous designers and see what they do with it. And thematically, the Emerald Spire is just a fucking mess.
Yeah, there's really no There's no cohesion to the Emerald Spire, and that's really the part that kills it. On the other hand, though, you have 17 levels that each have their own narrative, which can be fun, but which is perfectly valid. But the big edit that always came back was I feel like I'm playing 12 different adventures, not one long story.
Yeah, and that's just it. I use Emerald Spire as a great adventure seed because you have 12 different very unique levels of a dungeon, and it makes for great adventure seeds, but not cohesive. You can't play a campaign in that. It's just a mess.
No. I'm trying to think if we have actually had a good mega dungeon in the last like a good cohesive mega dungeon in the last 5 years. That's really
there was reprints, but not a new one that I know of. There. Okay. Oh, it's not turning out too bad. I like this. So another controversy that's out right now is the gorgeous new Indomitus box for Warhammer 40,000, and the whole range of people who are pissed off that that it was sold out in less than an hour online, without taking a step back and thinking, guys, who do you think it went to? Like, yes, it sold out online. Me as a person couldn't sign on to GamesWorkshop.com and buy Indomitus. Not that I would. Getting married, don't have the money for that right now. But but I couldn't. But that doesn't mean that X Planet Games here in Mississauga, I couldn't drive 10 minutes down the road. I'm sure Lionel, and I know he does, because he's advertised about it, has a dozen copies of it. It's one of the like, people don't. It's weird because the idea of thinking that you get more value of going directly from the source and paying the shipping versus going to your local shop and supporting that local shop, that people are just getting upset. That's like, oh, I can't buy this thing. I can't I don't want to I don't want to support a store. I want to sit on my ass in front of my computer, buy something and have it delivered to my house. I'm like,
I thought the argument was over scalpers, not retail.
No, because GW has, so before it actually goes online for scalpers to get a hold of it, it goes to what's called distributors. So the distributors are like Lion Press here in North America, or like that it's based out of Detroit. So GW sells to Lion Press, and Lion Press are people who actually sell to are distributors who sell to front-end retailers. So GW will go to Lion Press first and other distributors and sell wholesale to them. So the stores buy at a wholesale price, effectively.
Yeah.
And therefore they get to the store and then people buy it from them. You have the MSRP markup for going like GW to distributor to retailer, but that's the path it goes to. Scalpers only get a hold of it after the distributors have, unless you have a scalper who's also a distributor, in which case they will. That's a whole other mess. That if someone is doing that,
it's a big no-no.
It's a big no-no, and GW will press charges against them and that sort of thing. Because that means that they're actually selling below. I forget the business term for it, but it's not
market
an MSRP.
price.
It's basically yeah. It's not quite market price. There's a different term for it, but it's basically, we're selling it to you at this price. You are not allowed to go below this price. So if you have scalpers who are going on eBay from that particular price point, it's a problem. But yeah, it's scalpers only get a hold of it and put it on eBay after the distributors get it. And if that happens, it does happen, but more often than not, if people see like the Sisters of Battle box that came out, or Indomitus box, which is on eBay, it's only one, maybe two in a large geographic area. Most of them are going to the local retailers, and people just aren't thinking to go there or thinking to go to their retailers.
Well, Carito makes a good point. I've had several local stores burn me on the experience. You could have people who they're pissed because just their local retail options, they just do not want to deal with those people for purely personal reasons.
Okay, fair, yeah. You don't want to necessarily support that business if you don't agree with it. I can see that.
It's just to play devil's advocate, not to say that you don't have a point,
yeah.
But we live right next to Toronto, right? So we have several tabletop options, right, available to us. But if I lived like even an hour in some directions, my option would be purely to go online direct from the brand for a lot of books that I want.
If they live too far out, there's a lot more in Southern Ontario than in Toronto, but yeah, it's limited, and I get your point where, like, for instance, Mississauga only really has X Planet, and while I have a good relationship with Lionel, if I didn't, I would have to go out to Guelph, Round Table at Guelph, or Black Knight out in Hamilton. I get that, so you have to like spend gas, travel farther. That's something you don't want to support necessarily a store that you don't have a good relationship with. But supporting any local store is better than just buying it for the same price directly from the seller.
Mm-hmm.
To me personally.
Yeah, I've visited Black Knight many a time. Shout out to him. And Lords of War Gaming. What is it? Oakville.
Yeah, Burlington, Oakville area. Yeah, they're good guys.
Yeah. But
Yeah, no, I purely go straight to Toronto because I just don't bother with Mississauga retailers, honestly, and I have that luxury. But if you ask me what does X Planet have in their store at a given time, I have no idea.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Like if you told me, because if I'm thinking to myself, if I wanted to get something like an early 2000s game that's really good, I would go to Sword and Board. If I wanted to get like all the newest stuff that's really indie, I'd go to 401. If I want to get something mainstream at a good price, I go to Meeple, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I have to do that tour.
That's Meeple.
Taco Cat says, tabletop creators, for good or bad, is still a very white crowd. Very true. Ian Lund, while mini wargaming players as a whole are diversifying, historical mini wargaming is still a very gray and white, but it's my understanding that there are signs that may be changing, maybe. Also, I live in South America, so I'm always taking out a calculator when I see something in stores, says Karita Prime.
It's true, especially like South Korea or Australia does the same. Like we have
people, I can't even imagine for like some of our New Zealand fans. Right.
Yeah, New Zealand and Australian players will take a look at the thing like the Indominus set that just came out and are like, well, that's the next 2 months of my monthly income just in that one box, just because the conversion rate is so bad for them. So, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
There.
But no, and then of course,
how much air is actually inside any or any
but that's
part.
Yeah, and that's why
that's the problem.
Yeah, and that's why Indominus has been actually reviewed really well, because it's jam packed. It's a huge thing. It's like sorry, I'm holding my finger up to the camera as if my camera's on. It's a good.
Turn it on and we'll get you on the camera.
Too lazy for that.
Fine.
The place is a mess. And
get on Discord.
Yeah, it's what I was gonna say. It's a good, I don't know, 5-6 inch high box. The new Indominus one, and it is full. I've seen unboxings. They actually aren't putting a lot of waste product in this, and there is, it's about 376 or more, depending on what the final MSRP is, value of models in there for $200, and that's with the rulebook also in it.
That's a really good deal.
So it's and people are still looking at that, and that's the other controversy is you have people like miniwargaming.com in Southern Ontario that are saying like start 9th edition right with the new 9th edition starter, and they're not the only ones. Frontline Gaming in Detroit is doing that. And there's a lot of different places that are saying go with the new starter set. It's like that's not a starter set. You can't approach a hobby as a consumer and walk into a game store, see it on the table. It's like, say, this looks really cool. Look at this terrain. Look at these models, that sort of thing. And then you turn to the retailer and say, how much is this? And they say $200.
Yeah,
like half the price of a console. That's not a starter set. And GW hasn't been marketing it. They market it as the launch product for the new 9th edition, but it is marketed and directed towards players who play this hobby. But there's been a lot of backlash saying GW is just trying to rake new players before they even realize whether the game's good or not. And it's like, no, that's not the case. There's still First Strike. Like the First Strike box set is $40, and it has many of the same models in it, but it's only $40. That's their starter set. Indominus is a $200 like
army
luxury item purchase and army set, effectively. Yeah. So it's been very interesting seeing all of the range of anger and joy, because you have the people who are really angry at it, and then the people who can afford it and see the value of it are like, this is absolutely ridiculous, the amount of value that's in this box. when compared to the base MSRP of the products themselves, whenever you just get them off the shelf.
We got a couple comments in. Part of the issue is probably the exception of Warring States period Japan wargaming. Oh, God help us, Devin, if we get into that. Most historical war games deal with European North American history in some way. Yeah, as someone who's actually seen a bit of that, yeah. Shadowcrown. This is all. There is a gaming store 25 minutes where I currently live, but I had a falling out with the house GM along with if you've ever worked or been into a GNC. They keep trying to sell you on every book, mini, card in the store, even if you don't want any, even if they have never read or played the PRG mini or card game. The next game store is like an hour and 45 minutes from where I live. Yeah. It's just...
I get that, especially for being harassed from the moment. As someone who used to be that person who would harass people because it was before GW changed how they ran their retailers. As someone who would harass customers, I get it. It always made me feel awful doing it. But yeah, I get it even as a customer. Like, it's not a comfortable experience.
Anyone else upset that China is getting their own life-size Gundam statue before we in Americas do? That's China money for you, Terra Death. Corito Prime, since my tabletop knowledge is zero, has someone made a starter set aimed at stores to attract customers rather than sell them directly? Repeatedly, Corito Prime. In fact, there's a thing called Free RPG Day, which is entirely about releasing free tabletop supplements for people to get them into the game. In addition, a lot of systems have fully online free resources. If you go to the RPG book discussion thread for D20 Live, the pinned topic for that is literally just free resources.
Yep. And Free RPG Day used to be even more. I mean, obviously, in our current COVID world, they can't do it. But when Free RPG Day started, retailers actually used to get additional stock for GMs because it was, hey, come in to try this free RPG. But GMs, if you run it for people, here's additional swag that the store can give you. So it was trying to actually encourage games to be run or to run these free supplements. That way people could try it and try and drive business.
One or two.
It no longer did it. Like, it's no longer a thing that's done, which sadly, but it was a great idea whenever it first came out.
Mm-hmm. Making a Freedom Gundam statue in Shanghai is, Free RPG is what got me back because I nearly quit all RPGs. Part of the Falling Out story. This is where I ran is now the intro to my fantasy game. So it's actually 5 o'clock.
Yep.
We hit time.
Yep. I still haven't finished.
You're still working on Big Volfog, but you got the 2 arms.
I got Gundover and Gunglue.
Yeah.
I'll post final pictures of where I ended up with my Ranger.
You know what? I know how to end this off.
Oh? Are you going to eat the candy?
I'm going to eat the candy.
Oh, God.
I am going to eat the candy.
Devin, I think you remember this candy. This candy that was awful.
Yeah,
Dave knows this candy.
I remember the awful candy.
Okay.
Dave knows this
candy. Oh, God. Okay. All right.
It's even worse because it's been sitting here for a lot longer.
Okay. That's not bad.
5.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no?
Wow.
Did it?
Wow, the flavor. Oh, my God. The flavor just disappeared. For those of you who don't know, here on Craft Check, because Sam has Super Mini Plus frequently
puts in free candy.
And we discovered we made everyone in the group
eat it
except me and
me. I haven't eaten it. Oh
Sam
my God, it smells so bad.
The flavor.
There we go.
There is so much flavor in it, and I'm like, and now it's gone. There's nothing. It tastes like soap.
It smells awful.
Oh my God.
Tastes bearable.
Oh my God.
It smells so bad.
I've never had flavor disappear that fast. What the fuck is that? Give me a paper towel. Why did you let me do this?
I said not to!
Try harder!
I'm
not spitting it into a clear bag, darling.
And it's bad.
Oh my God.
That's what I got.
Straight up chemical once you give it flavor.
Oh my God. Oh.
I'm never eating it.
No, you shouldn't. You'd be like, okay, it's not bad.
Yes, describe the flavor to chat for us.
It's like It's like 5-star gum if it had a hard shell on it. And then it goes away. And there's this weird tang in it. And it's just, I have no other word to describe it but tang. Like, it's weird, like, there's sourness.
Astronaut drink tang.
And then it's like, that's sour, but where's all the other flavors you get with sour? They're not here.
It's like a bizarre mint lemon.
Yeah. What the shit?
That's the. It definitely has a lemony taste.
And it makes me hungry.
Amazing.
Oh, that was wrong.
Yeah, Devin, this mini looks fantastic.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome.
What mini? It's a Ranger.
Well, I'm using it as my Ranger for Rangers of Shadowdeep, which is the something that I talked about before you joined. It's a skirmish board game, a skirmish war game where you play against the game. Essentially, the game has its own written in AI, and the mini itself is circa like 1996 or 1997 Wood Elves, just before the end of Warhammer 6th edition.
Do you have a hug?
Nice. It's really cool, and you've done a
Thank you. Thanks, dude. Yeah, really happy with how this is turning out. I don't know
what the fuck was that?
What was that, Jordan?
Also,
Sorry.
Mike, are you gonna die?
No, I'm okay. My brain is trying to process what it tasted. I've never had that happen before.
It's the flavor profile of static.
Yeah! You should eat another one, Mike. I don't have another one, Counter Saturn.
I do have another one.
Oh no!
Put that shit away right now.
It's in one of the other boxes.
Don't let Mike have it again.
But yeah, this mini hits two soft spots on mine. One, he's a ranger, and two, he's got horns or antlers. I don't know why,
Dave,
like antler horns.
Yeah. Dave, whenever we can actually be together in person again, we'll do a D20 live recording of the game. But long story short, it's you make your own ranger and you build his companions, and it's a mini sort of RPG style mechanic where the game is like, it will say you need X size table, you need this type of terrain, you need these type of monsters, set it up this way, here's your goal. The game runs as you get to choose what your ranger and your companions do, and then the game, based on the rules as dictated by the scenario, will play essentially the bad guys.
There's a pint
and then at the end of the scenario, you can progress them. So it's like a mixture of Necromunda, but in a fantasy setting instead, using rangers.
No, that seems really fun, actually.
Yeah, so and you can progress them as you go in between game sessions.
And if you need a 4x4 table, I've got a. Do you remember that fold out 4x4 felt topped table? I made?
Oh yeah. Nice, you can bring that totally.
Yeah, it's got a nice top, and you can put stuff on it.
Well, 4x4 will work because it's actually a 3x3 game, but that just means we have borders around it to actually put the rest of our stuff.
Yeah, and the reference materials or whatnot.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So whenever we can actually get together in person again, we can play it. All right. Are we good?
Oh, before I forget, Devin, there's a fucking tabletop game that's getting backed in Kickstarter that lets you play as Gunpla finally and Transformers and shit.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And they're statting everything. So we finally have something that crossovers our hobbies, and the chat's dying because they're watching the look on my face as I ate this fucking candy. Oh my god, what's wrong with me?
Fucking love how Mike looks like his entire life has been ruined by that candy.
Because the problem is it doesn't taste bad, it just tastes wrong.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes me very glad that whenever I tried that on chat, or on stream, I was facing away from the camera, actually.
No, they got that. We got that on camera, dude.
Yeah. Oh,
I remember eating it, and I was just real confused.
Yeah, it's just... Because it's not wrong. It doesn't taste bad. I've tasted bad food. This wasn't it. It was, no, God fucked up. He gave man flavors, and we have wronged God.
I haven't.
It's like someone's like, here, have some of this roast beef, and you have a piece, and you're like, that's not what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So this is a story related to that. A story related to that. So when Vanessa and I went to Europe, we were in.
I went to Europe.
Pre-COVID, by the way.
I need to do that. I need to explain that because we were going shopping for lunch for the day, and she hates ham, whereas I'm okay with it, and we both love chicken. But it was one of those we were trying to avoid ham in general, sliced ham for sandwiches. And while we were traveling in Budapest, went to this store or grocery store. We looked at the non-translated shelf. We're like, all right, here we go. So we have all these different types of meats. We couldn't quite tell the difference between some of them, but two of the titles were chicken and han. So chicken and han are like, okay, han has to be ham. And keep in mind, the reason we couldn't tell is because the packages aren't clear. Like, in other words, they're not see-through. So like, okay. We tried to ask people around the store. None of them spoke English. So we're like, all right, this is chicken. This is han. That's gotta be what it is. So we took the chicken, bought it, went for lunch, and as we were making the sandwiches and pulling them out, took one bite, like, So apparently the chicken is this language's term for ham, or particularly like roasted ham. Like, this tastes horrible. And han is probably something like hen or something like that, which was chicken. Well, this is very difficult to swallow and deal with lunch. And it was just, it was bad.
I forgot to talk about the call idea I had that I could never ever do. Should I talk about that?
Oh.
Or is it too much?
I don't think we should talk about that
Fair
one
enough.
because of the fact that
it does deal with race.
It does deal with race.
Okay.
So we'll tell Devin after.
We'll end the stream and I'll explain to you guys why, and you'll understand why I'm on the fence about it. But yeah, we're gonna end the stream here because it's 5:16.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Sam and I will be back on Tuesday for an Optimal Duo stream. Apart from that, I'll be putting up a vote for what it is because Sam will be here. Doom Eternal will not be in the vote because
I just don't
she doesn't like Doom Eternal. So apart from that, everyone have a lovely night. As always, stay home, stay safe, and have a great week.
Take a look at Ravenloft bloopers.
Yeah.
Check out Ravenloft bloopers. That was really funny.
Really good.
Yep. All right, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
Bye.